hello everybody, and welcome to the actual stream. So we're gonna be running late tonight because we started late tonight, but only about like an hour running late or whatever. But yeah, so before we jump into anything else, just wanted to say thank you to the patrons that are out there that are really helping to build the world and to make badass items and whatnot for the characters. A couple of things are changing as of tonight. This isn't the announcement thingy, but a couple of things are changing as of tonight for the players. So first and foremost, hold on, just loading slowly.
Don't hate the players, hate the DM.
For people of the highest tiers over here, I just wanted to say thank you to Dalton for being a role player. Thank you to Steve and Ashen for being quest givers, and thank you to Storm Pineapple for being a world motherfucking builder. So that means that those characters literally have made NPCs.
I'm drinking you right now. It's coconut pineapple. It's Michael Bublé.
Made items, made NPCs, made quests, some of them, and some of them are actually making whole solar systems that Wade has maps for on his character that he's eventually going to like come across, where he's eventually going to be able to unlock and come across and whatnot. So if you want to be able to make a solar
like
system
the most
as well,
expensive stuff in the whole universe to sell and get rich and have like everything early on, like Cam.
yeah, so Snaga actually was a world builder before, and Snaga made one, and he specifically has an item for Rena waiting in in a different solar system. But it's like not an item for your characters at their level. So it's an item for you guys to find as you gain levels, because it's a really good one. So so that's kind of like what's been done. No, it doesn't make sense for you to have it now. It doesn't exist yet. But either way, so there's just like an idea of that stuff right there. Also, as a reminder for you guys, I have to count how many people are epic strappers and higher. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's look up what this gives you guys. Again, the way the epic scrapper works is it's based off of Pat. And so I won't do this big announcement for this kind of shit moving forward. It's just a reminder that this stuff kicks in now. And then kind of like as we go forward, I'll just tell you what you have every month when you get re-updated. So when you're at 10, you actually have epic scrapper points unlocked. That's awesome. So that's super cool. So more or less at the beginning of every IRL month, your characters each get 6 thermal clips up into the maximum of what your armor can hold. So if you had less than maximum thermal clips, you're able to add 6 more, because your armor normally holds 10, able to add 6 more to your character sheets up to the maximum of 10. If your characters each had less than 4 metagel, which is the maximum armor can usually hold, you each can add up to 3 metagel to be at the maximum side of your armor. So put yourselves at 4 most likely. And then if you had less than maximum grenades, you each gain 2 grenades thrown onto your character too. So Wet Messy's kind of like a break of this, because I think his character can hold more than the regular maximum. So if he's like under that, he just gets, hey, cool, I get even, boom. So each of you get 2 grenades. The way the grenades work is they work kind of like as a Wade fabricated them. It's 1/3 your level rounded down is the mock of the grenade that you get. So being level 3, you each get 2 Mach 1 grenades of your choice. Cool. And then Pat, this goes to you. You actually have something called scrapper points get unlocked. So you have 3 scrapper points. The way that scrapper points work is you have a number of like mods that you can just more or less make out of trash for the party to have. You have 3 scrapper points goes. You can either have 3 different common mods that your character just happened to fabricate. You could have 1 common and 1 uncommon, or just 1 rare mod. So if you actually go into the N7 website and you go to the equipment drop down and you go to the mods area, and you can actually look up mods for armor and weapons.
Do I get to choose, or is it just random?
You choose what you have fabricated out of 3 common, 1 uncommon, 1 common, or 1 rare. That's like your groupings to choose. In my opinion, it's probably worth it to go with 3 common ones and hand them out. However, none of your armor can take mods right now. None of them can, because you guys don't have moddable, unless you have a helmet mod that you can get your hands on. And none of your your weapons, of course, can take mods as normal. So you're welcome to look through that. Do you need me to write down what I said? Well, here, let me copy and paste it like this into our group chat.
We'll remember the entire last 10-minute paragraph. I think we got that.
It's just this one part. So here you go. right here, sir. So you have 3 points to spend effectively is how it works.
How often do these come in? Once a month?
It's at the beginning of every IRL month. You can switch out what the mods are. We find out, like, it's all based off of how many patrons are of that tier or higher for what you get access to. Cool. I think it's
like a mobile game. We're your mobile characters. Summon us. We'll be your gotchas, if you know what I mean.
And the last thing that I'm going to say before my big announcement is loyalty points. So Snaga, thank you for giving a pool of luck. I'm actually unlocking other rewards. So these other rewards are a little kind of convoluted. For those that have been over on Daelric for a long time, and certainly for Messy and Rena, you might be familiar with 2 of them. I actually clicked the wrong things. If you're familiar with trump cards and fortune's favors, instead in this version of the game, it's called Reaper Intervention and Praise the Goddess, respectively. These are like big initiative point drops that you can do to either very much aid the party or very much fuck with the party all at once. I always unlock this on the 3rd session of a campaign. So this unlocks for you. But you also have another cool thing that unlocks for you as well. It's called Paragon Renegade Interrupt. As a reminder for Rena and Messy, and I can certainly link you guys again, the rules for how this works. We have a mechanic in here called interrupt actions. If you've played the video games, you're familiar with this. So the way it works is that somebody in chat is able to choose a PC, Wade, Rena, Messy, Pat, and choose if they want to give them a Paragon or a Renegade token. When you guys have that token, you can more or less hold on to it. At any point in time in the future, you tell me, hey, I want to do a Renegade or a Paragon action, and more or less you give me your token, so you remove it from your character sheet. And when you do so, you then tell me the action you want to take, and I tell you the skill check or ability that you must use to accomplish this action. You then make that attempt. If you succeed, what you're trying to interrupt the game with doing happens swimmingly. It goes off very well. It's very sexy. It works great. If you fail this attempt, then more or less it happens like your character thought about doing it, but chose not to do it. So instead of your character attempting something and looking like an ass, more or less it's you thought about doing something because you didn't succeed. You're just like, nah. And in your head, it just like, it played out, never happens. And so you just didn't actually do it. It allows you to try to do something badass without gambling your character just looking like an idiot. So more or less it's to save Messy. Give lots of them to Messy. Maybe he'll actually succeed at something. Cool? All right. So finally, unless you guys have any questions, I have a little bit of an announcement that I'm excited to make for you guys. Do you guys have any questions about anything else first? About any of the shit that I went over?
Baby.
Actually, 100% yes. Brittany is pregnant. 11 weeks pregnant.
Wait, no, are you serious?
Remember how she was really sick?
That's why she was
vacation?
sick?
Are you literally gonna fucking
no, are you
say
no,
that
you
you're like,
you're
one
no,
and
you're
done,
like for real,
Pat,
for
one
real?
and done. I fucking knew it.
she's 11 weeks pregnant. Baby due in early December.
I'm so glad that that nothing else is wrong. I was really concerned.
We're sitting here like,
Oh
man,
my
why
God,
is she in
I'm
the
gonna
hospital? What's going on? Molly every
so,
day is
I was
on
like,
me
is
for
she
an
okay?
update.
Is she okay? Yeah, what the? Yeah, I was like, why did she go to the
You're
hospital?
like,
That's fucking.
we fucked and I forgot to tell you.
Well, hold on. Am I supposed to update you every time?
Yeah,
That's
no,
like-
no. He doesn't, no.
Wait, no, yes.
You're gonna have to turn
Can you
off
just
push
text me?
notifications, Wade.
Shut the
Can you
fuck
text
up.
me every time?
No.
Like,
I mean,
Hey,
okay,
Messy.
sure.
You get like a video
Ew.
call. He's just like, hey, man, guess what I'm doing?
Adler is very excited for you.
Please
both. She
don't
says
do that. No.
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
And
So,
if I'm not available,
so
you can text Rena.
I
No.
mean, sure. Yeah.
No.
Keep
I
up,
swear to
youngin.
God.
God finally had sex. That's what I've been saying, Jared.
Can
Congrats.
I message her?
Yeah. She's actually
Wait,
watching
hold
right
on.
now. She's
is
in
it-
chat
is
right
it
now watching.
yours?
So I'm not 100% sure
yours?
on that one. We don't know the sex or the father yet. We find out soon. So, but yeah. So,
Congratulations to at least Brittany and maybe you.
Adler is so
Yeah.
excited for you guys. I'm so excited for you guys. Congrats.
thank you. So we are
What's
very
wrong with me?
excited.
Everything.
You just have to take our thunder, don't you, Scott? God
It
damn.
seems
No,
like
your
Scott is
baby's
coming up a
coming
little short
first.
in the marriage, okay?
Rory's been begging for one for like 6 years since she could talk more or less. She's been asking
Don't
for a
make
sibling.
one. How old is she? 17? 18?
She's 7.5.
Yeah, 10 years. Okay.
You know, but
She will regret it. That's true, dude. I wish I was an only child.
I mean, I
all of my siblings. Well, not my sister. I want my sister. I'll give you 2 of my siblings.
I told her so many times, like, Rory, you don't understand how happy you are. We're gonna love you less when this next one comes. Like, we just don't have time for you. Like, you're not as
such an
important.
Asshole.
I was like, besides,
Rory,
I was like, right now you're perfection. But after the little one comes, first is the worst. Second is the more important one.
Imagine it. We're having the baby shower. Where? The lake. Oh no.
They get a crane. They're like, all right,
Well, yeah,
Rory,
they want
say
Rory
hi
to
to your
go.
sibling. Help me. Let's go on the rope.
It's like a Mufasa and Scar moment. Oh, that's awesome.
I am
Wait,
a
is
middle
a
child,
middle
Cass.
child?
Congrats
I've got 4.
to Brit only.
I'm 1 of 4.
Just Brit.
Well, that's because we don't know who the father is. So yeah.
Britt, you are still in chat, right?
I'm not gonna lie. The thought crossed my mind. We were like, she was like violently like vomiting and everything. I'm like, bro. Just went through, like, all of
She
this.
went on a couple walks when we were in paradise. She might have met a real man. Who knows?
No, listen. She actually
That
wanted
mollusk
to.
moment changed her.
She wanted to have a moment like with the girls, and she actually wanted to tell the girls, but at the same time, we weren't telling the family or anybody yet, and we didn't want anything to slip because unfortunately, some of my family's probably.
Wait, she knew then?
Oh, we've known this before Easter, so because it's still 11 weeks.
The fuck?
Yeah. So we've known
fuck?
forever. So Wade at one point in time, we're all walking, all 8 of us are walking, and we're holding the wagon, and Wade goes, "Oh, it's like one of those cute pictures where you're announcing you're gonna have a baby." And Brittany looks at me and goes, "Well, you couldn't have that served better on a silver platter." And somehow Wade didn't hear it, and so I was like, "Well, do you want to tell them?" She's like,
I was too
"Opportunity's
busy patting
passing."
myself on the back for the good comment.
Well, it was so on the nose, Wade. It
So
was
none of
like,
us
do you
fucking
have that
noticed?
picture?
Oh my
Like,
god.
It looked like you were going to take a picture. Did you actually take a picture of that? Because
Well,
that was
see.
like.
I do have some. Yeah, let me see.
I have some of those pictures.
So.
I was too
I'm
busy.
so happy for you guys. It's awesome.
Will, it was impossible for you to be an
I'm
only
so
child.
happy for the both of you.
Thank you. That's really.
All the projectile vomiting and parasite squirming
Literally,
inside you.
I know. I was
Dude,
like, wait, what the fuck?
Did
She
you-
got
I don't
so
have a
sick.
picture.
Like, I felt so bad.
Britt's not in the picture I snapped because it was while you were moving. It's just you all.
Oh, gotcha.
Not me in the wagon.
No. It was walking back from as opposed to going towards. It was Brittany and I were in front of you guys right after we passed by the daiquiri area.
I didn't get one that way.
But I remember keenly because Brittany looked at me and she goes, "Well, you couldn't have that served better on a silver platter." Like, she's like, "Can I tell them?"
You both like looked at each other.
I don't
Oh
get
my
it.
God.
One of those weird
And all of us
Boston
were like-
things. Who knows?
You just brushed it off. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's fine.
Oh, check fan art if you don't want to sleep tonight. Okay.
So how many cool items do we get because you're having a baby? You announced it on LI, which I assume means we get something out of it too, right?
That's my face. And no.
What's your face?
It's fan art. I was like, who the fuck was that? Then I realized it was my glasses. No. Wade, no. Oh God, that was frightening.
Why'd you announce it here then? I want stuff.
Okay,
Give me a new
my
gun.
pizza's here. Frog is me for now.
All right.
So literally
Wow, Pat, you
when
look
we were talking and you were like, "Oh yeah, we're definitely going to have a second kid." Like,
definitely not.
You already no, you said definitely.
Oh, I've always said no. Up until we told people. I've always said no.
we
kids.
we were in the hot tub.
Oh,
I was in the pool, but you like said, "Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna." And I was
Rena,
like,
I think
"Oh,
you were
yeah,
drinking
haha."
because I said sarcastically.
Bro.
You were definitely drinking. So is that the night we were having
'cause
cigars too?
No, that's not when.
Oh.
No, it was like during the day. We were like having a genuine like conversation about it because we were talking about all kinds of stuff. You were like, "Yeah, no,
Oh.
definitely someday," and it was like, "Oh yeah, okay, cool."
Okay,
But,
maybe
like,
if we
you
were
already-
having
yeah.
a genuine chat. Okay, yeah, I may have said otherwise because Brittany and I we
But I
actually
knew
decided
that.
this
I was
last
like,
May.
I knew you wanted, yeah, because you were like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I want to have a second kid." So
We decided it last
Yeah.
May, but it things take time, doctor's appointments and all that fun stuff. So yay.
yeah,
But
for sure.
I'm sorry
Guys-
Rory wasn't
guys are-
good enough
Yeah.
for you, but I hope this one fills your hole that you have to fill.
Yeah, you said it to Brittany. Brittany, are you still here? Are you actually still watching? Because I haven't seen you say one thing in chat. Oh, Addie texted me.
Leave
Oh,
her
she's so
alone,
sweet.
man. She's pregnant.
You alive? She's like, I'm watching. Ha ha ha. But then she was also at Queer Eye on. So I was like, oh yeah, you're watching. Okay, sure. Thanks.
Well, while we're making announcements, I guess I got one too. My Skittles are gone. And we still have a P.O. box open. I'm just putting that out there.
I'd like to make an announcement too. I don't have a P.O. box, but I do have Starburst. And they're all pink.
I can get a PO box.
I'm getting
but
here too. Yeah.
I have dice. These ones were given to me by Dark Matter by Chain Press. They're hematite
No.
dice.
Die Hard.
Is it X's on the knees?
No, this one's Dark Matter. Dark Matter gave me these ones.
That one's.
Yeah.
Oh, those are different.
Yeah, it even has like their symbol and whatnot on the dice, which is really cool.
Oh, sick! I didn't see those.
Yeah. She's like, bad Scott, wrong one. No, these ones are Dark Matter. But yeah. All right. So that was the announcement. Also, I text Brittany, she didn't respond, so I'm assuming she fell asleep waiting for us to go live. She's pregnant. That happens. So cool. Yeah,
Well, now I feel less like confused shit about why she was sick the whole time. You suck.
I had the biggest suspicion, and Adler's like,
well, you
now
just
it
went
makes
through
sense.
it.
Now it makes sense that she was so interested in like talking about baby stuff with me. I'm so happy for them.
That's why I was like, hey, Brittany, is the hot tub too hot? Do you want to get out for a little bit? Do you want me to go turn it off for you guys? I didn't think it was too hot. I was pretending it was too hot for me for Brittany.
Good. Yeah, I thought it's because she wasn't feeling good like the whole time.
Yeah, I figured
I was like, it's too hot. Oh,
maybe
no.
you'd let us know.
Well, I mean, like we weren't telling anybody. It was a secret. So
it's me. I'm more important than anybody.
Listen, we couldn't tell anybody until we hit our first appointment because, you know, without going into too much detail, we've had a rocky road in the past and we wanted to make sure that things were going to be smooth sailing.
The first trimester is the scariest, so you don't really tell anybody. The last thing you want to do is tell somebody and then something happens and then people keep bringing it up and then you just feel shitty because something happened. Like, I totally get it. That's why we didn't tell anybody.
It's me. I deserve better.
We didn't tell anybody until we were well close to like.
I'm more important than your potential trauma.
Adler's officially in her third trimester, so that's kind of like.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yep. I'm just saying. If your xenomorph clawed its way out right now, it could survive. Granted, with a NICU.
Did I tell you? Okay. Quick little.
That's how far along. It's a baby. What's up?
Adler told me the quick little thing, and then we can get back to the game. Adler told me that around now is the time that I can hear the baby's heartbeat if he's if they're depends on the baby's position and just if they're sitting this way, they're sitting that way, there's a specific way against her tummy, and I listen. I might be able to hear the like.
I hope you hear a fart. That'd be really funny.
No, I put my ear to her tummy, and I listened really closely. Baby freaking kicked me in the face.
It's so awesome.
No, it's not.
That's
that
awesome.
kid and I are gonna get along.
Yep.
Like here, just put your head next to my tummy. I was like, kicked in the face.
So one more tiny announcement, but for the other channel, there won't be a session next Wednesday morning because Rory is going to Brittany's next ultrasound appointment so she can hear the baby's heartbeat. So Brittany and I have already gone, but Rory didn't know until afterwards. For you. So I mean, I'm going to go to the baby appointment. So for the whole first trimester, I'll be there. After that, and after next week, it's
will the dad be there too? Sorry, I'll quit making that.
Wow. All right, so
do I get a new gun?
You guys want to play game now?
What a waste of my
Where's
session.
my new
Let's
gun?
play.
You gave me a new gun last session. You said, "Oh, I'll have the stats for you ready next week," and they're not there.
What stats?
For the gun.
Oh no, I'm sending you an image. You can put it on your own fucking character sheet. I'll send you the picture.
Send me the image.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
What's the name of the gun?
The Barnes-inator. Because you can hit the broadside of a barn with it.
Do I know the gender of the baby? Yes. We know the gender of the baby. It's a baby.
Yeah. It is
human.
Baby
Xenomorphs
gendered.
don't have gender.
Actually, don't they?
Well, there's a
are all
queen.
xenomorphs
Aren't there
I
women?
think there's
Are
a
they all-
queen.
Are they all girls? They're drones, right? Shouldn't it be? I don't
Or
know.
hide mine.
I just figured they were all male except for the queen. She ruled, and the other ones just fuck her whenever she wants.
I thought they
that's how
were
ants
all
work, right?
female.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have the image. I just it won't let me.
Yeah, just waiting on that.
It literally won't let me right click to. Oh, I'm
God
just gonna
damn it!
screenshot
It
it and
makes
send it to you
sense
that way.
why she wouldn't have any lobster or anything now.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys noticed at dinner, she was giving me death stares as I was eating like raw oysters and whatnot.
I noticed that. I noticed.
I
she
couldn't
wasn't
tell you because I
drinking.
never got my
noticed-
food at that dinner either.
Shut the.
That's one of the reasons she was so mad she didn't even get to have her steak. She's like, seriously,
Yeah.
I wanted to at least have the opportunity to puke up that steak, and I couldn't even have it. It's like,
Puke up that steak.
I for real just thought it was her preference. I was just like, oh, okay, no big deal. I guess she's not
No.
super into it. Like, don't even guess it.
Brittany, when we go to oysters, if they do Brittany is the kind of person that will sit down and order 36 oysters and say, what are you having? Like, Rena, if you ever come up north where they have good oysters, because those are not that good down there.
I
Have
finally
you ever come
had
up here where we have
shrimp.
good oysters? Like, what?
I finally ate shrimp. I've never
Oh.
had shrimp before.
It was good.
It's like
It's
tiny
good.
lobster.
Yep, literally.
If you
Yeah.
eat too many, you turn pink.
Really?
No, that's just that's just flamingos, brother.
No, it's people
No, kind of keep.
If you eat too many, you turn into a flamingo.
Oh, dude!
You have to
I'll
stand on
turn
one
into a
leg.
Pokemon. Let's go.
All right. So I suppose we should reel this session back in. So I wanted to announce to you guys though, because we had that fun vacation together, and I
Well,
was like,
fuck you for keeping it a secret, you bitch, and also congratulations.
thank you. But
I hope you feel
Yeah.
good about it. You shouldn't.
I feel great. It was awesome. Yeah. Super happy.
All right, good.
All right. Cool.
Order me
Let's,
food or something.
Hey Siri. Can you order Wade food, please?
Thank you.
The last time I ordered Wade food, he ended up with a chip tooth.
True. You did. You broke my mouth.
There's actually restaurants called like Wade's Vegetables and Wade's something and Wade's like all within 100 miles. Oh, okay, cool.
Does it come with meat?
I don't know.
That's pretty
But-
hot.
All right. Well, Wade's Vegetables probably is meat. So, all right. Where were we? Who wants to? Like, that's I'm a little distracted.
Yes, dead.
So-
A sorry ship descending. Rena, you're up. And that was where we left off.
Fair enough. Rena, you called your friends. We were waiting for. That's
They're
right. We were jumping
passing
forward.
notes. They're passing notes during class. I see them laughing.
I was
So,
just pointing out something to him. That's all.
Oh,
we.
okay.
Do you want to share with the class?
No, actually, I really don't.
Rena's also oh my god, this is
No,
crazy.
no.
Of the two,
It's
it'd be
actually
messy.
much more degenerate than that. They want me.
Really?
Their chat's begging me to retell a certain story that
Yeah,
they
the knee
apparently heard
story.
for the first time.
Doggers?
No.
No, it's
No.
worse. You know the
Oh
story.
my
You were there
god,
when
wait,
I told it.
the knee story?
You were there when
Oh
it
my
happened.
God, I love
Dude,
the
I
knee
told it on
story.
stream last night.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Him and I were streaming at the
Messi
same
broke
time.
his knees fucking.
And he told the knee story.
Oh my god! Oh my
And
god!
then all these people started showing up in my chat, and they were like, "The knee story." They're all spamming it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
When did you say the knee story? You said it last night?
I just told it last night. I don't
Yeah, he
remember
told
why
on
it came
stream.
up. I messaged Messi. I was
Oh.
like, "Hey, can I name drop you with this knees breaking story?" He's like, "Go for it." I was like, "Sweet, thanks, man."
Go for it.
I'm surprised you didn't talk about that on Distractable. Oh,
You should bring it up.
what is it? Vacation
Hey
update.
guys, have you ever
we're recording
broken your
tomorrow
knee
night, so-
mid-coitus?
Oh my god, I forgot about the knee story. That's funny.
This is my. You are hereby allowed to print that story in whatever podcast form you'd like. Anyone out there, if
Messi
you thought
gets
it was
35%
interesting.
of all
Hold on, let me open up my official
Print it?
sheet for distractible ideas for when I host.
No, I don't want the royalties. I don't want the royalties.
I wouldn't give
Wade
you
can
any.
make all the money he wants. It's okay.
Messi's sex knees. It's just a topic. I'm gonna put in my. I'm saving
Sex-
that.
You're gonna be like Messi's sexy knees.
yeah.
This isn't Pedro Pascal.
Like messy sex knees sounds like something very different, but okay.
So now, if you missed the story, I'm sorry. It's not allowed to be retold until it gets printed. In
Why
the
am I having a
podcast.
baby? Anyway, continue.
Um,
Treadmill.
all right. Oh, I'll check.
You don't
All
have
right,
to.
Rena. We were jump cutting into. Oh, Messy, I showed you your gun inside of our Discord, just so you know.
I gotta tell Molly what you
Nice,
did.
Bye.
I watched that happen in real time. That was fucking great. I literally looked over and I saw it start to close. That was awesome.
Ugh, gross. Okay, so where were we? Keep it like this. It's perfect. I hear you, Captain. I hear you, Captain. All right. Where were we? Was the campaign being played yet?
Nope.
Rena, we were jump cutting to the future for when your people arrive. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Where is my notes? Okay, so I told you. Oh wait, I need to find. Not here. I'm in the wrong thing. So that ship
Molly
is going
said,
to
"Wow, I can't wait
arrive.
for the baby to claw its way out of Scott." Same though.
It probably will be a cesarean. So it'll be cut out. It'll be like gouged out.
But you two
Big
will switch
knife.
places and they'll cut it out of you and be really confused.
That would be confusing.
Or you guys could like stack one on top of each other so they have to cut through you to get to her to get it.
Are you hoping for a matching set or?
Human cesarean peed.
Yeah, I'm partial to having a little girl, but I obviously if we had a boy, we'd be happy. We obviously have no clue. It's way too soon to know the sex, but
Tell
eventually
it. You're the parents. Tell it what to be. You can do that till they're 18 or something. All right, put your foot down, make them grow hair on their chest and do their chores. Or parenting things, right, guys? I don't know what that is. I'm not a parent.
So what ends up happening is an Asari vessel ends up showing up. It's too big to land down here because I think the largest ships that can land down here, I think maybe frigates can land down here. I think technically frigates have to stay up above and only corvettes and smaller can come down here. Yeah. So it's going to be an Asari frigate will arrive and stay up above. But Rena, you'll get pinged that people that you're aware of have arrived. Now, at first, I imagine you're going to be the one to want to go and visit them individually. You're not going to like necessarily invite the entire party for this. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. I don't think she would invite them.
Cool. So when they finally arrive, and it's your friend whose name is inside of your RDMs. Just try to find it.
Elia.
All right. Yeah. Where is she? There we go. So Delia. So Delia is going to end up coming down to speak with you. So when she finally gets there, there's like that wonderful moment where the two of you haven't seen each other. And again, it was like 16 years or some shit. So she sees you. And as soon as she comes over, you can imagine there's that moment where she walks up and, you know, kind of like puts her hands out. Because Asari are very tactile, but not necessarily like with hugs or whatever. It's a lot of like hand holding and stuff like that. So it's almost like she comes up and she'll stand across from you and like have your hands inside of hers. And you can see like her eyes are welling up. And, you know, there's that moment as the two of you are kind of like somewhat melding minds. And I don't mean this in like the embracing eternity type. I mean, there's that moment which is like two Asari are able to do. You're like melding your minds together and you're speaking out loud and conversing with one another. But then there's also like you're literally just kind of sharing little bits of your experience at you know, as this is happening. And there's just like you're kind of being overwhelmed with emotion and or whatever. But we don't need like RP through all of this. It's like that quick moments. Then the two of you probably will go off and find a quieter place to sit down, have a meal, converse, and spend literally hours and hours and hours catching up with one another. Obviously, I know your backstory, and you're gonna like be filling her in. But during that, Rena, is there any additional details you want to try to throw out there, or is there anything you want to try to hide from her as you're doing this, or is it kind of just open book?
I feel like it's pretty open. I think that like whenever she catches up to the part in her story where she is now, she'd be like, you know, she'd tell her all about the murder mystery, for like a better term.
Yeah, you know, that's exciting or whatever, but she'd be like, you told me that it was safe here. You know, that sort of a scenario.
Yeah,
but obviously
it is now. You know, I took care of it.
obviously you're more than capable to handle yourself and whatnot. So it's not like genuine
Mhm.
concern beyond like the first couple moments, and then it kind of fades away pretty quickly. But anyways, so one of the things that she'll tell you is she'll kind of like cashing up on little bits of details. She'll be like, since you left, not much, not an incredible amount of stuff has changed, but I would say that and I'm trying to get my names pulled out here for you, Rena. Here we go. She would say that since the Citadel counselor, matriarch Illyria Tesselara is her name, but since the Citadel counselor's daughter has become more and more entrenched into Dominion, this has caused a greater schism between who you know of as the mother. That's like a nickname she goes by, but it's certainly not a title everybody calls her by, because that would be a little pretentious and obnoxious. But matriarch Inanna Thaleda, or sorry, doesn't matter. So the head of the Dominion, which is the religion that you're a part of, her and the Citadel counselor for the Asari, there's been a schism between the two of them because they both have different opinions on how it is that the Asari should be putting their strongest foot forward inside of a galactic, influence and what have you. Both of them believe that it's the Asari's responsibility to kind of lead the other peoples to greatness. Asari are long-lived, carry a lot of wisdom, so on and so forth. Literally the first ones to ever come to the Citadel and kind of enjoy the smell of their own farts. And so the two of them believe that they should share that wonderful enjoyment with the other species that are out there, but are going to have a different approach. Whereas that the matriarch of Dominion, what she tends to do as an approach is she wants to approach things kind of diplomatically, guide people by showing them like new insights when it comes to, say, societal approaches, enlightenment, scientific development, so on and so forth. The counselor, her approach is more espionage and kind of like overpowering those that have different opinions than her, right? A little bit of diplomacy in there too. So that's kind of like the update that you get. Beyond that, it's just a bunch of RP that we can skip because it's not entirely necessary. So bringing it down to kind of like into actual RP between me and you. She goes, I mean, honestly, beyond that little catch up, there's not much to go over that you won't be able to figure out on your own. I am really happy to see you though. And I know that others are going to be happy to see you too. However, you have been removed from the fold for a while. And so while there are many of us that are excited to bring you back, there are others that feel as though with your absence, you still need to show your dedication to what it is that needs to be done, your dedication to our cause. And so the frigate that I took a ride in on, I'm not the one that leads that. And she kind of like, it seems to be like dancing around it. You can see she's kind of like, tightened up a little bit.
Yeah, if she's kind of beating around the bush, she'd probably just say, okay, you can tell me, just be straight with me.
She nods and says, well, there's Thena. You probably don't know her. She's newer to the fold, a huntress. She's the one that decided to take this opportunity to make sure that your mind is still where it belongs rather than just kind of welcoming you in. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's ridiculous to ask of you to do alone. How could we ask you to do such a task? I mean, you've only been brought back you've only come back into society for a handful of days. It's not like you have a crew together or anything like that. You arrived here as a refugee. I mean, I looked up the status when I arrived. So I am embarrassed to say that she's going to want to speak with you. She wanted to speak with you by now, but I told her to hold off until tomorrow.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you telling her to wait. She pauses while she thinks it over, and she says, I mean, it's understandable to a degree. I haven't seen any of them yet. I haven't been able to speak with them and explain what I've been doing. But, well, what's more work, right? That's what we're out here to do anyway. It's funny though that you said it's not like I have a crew. No, I wouldn't go so far to call them a crew per se. You remember the group that helped me or that I assisted in the whole murder mystery thing?
Yeah, actually, I won't lie. Even before you told me about it, I read about it on the VODs. I read about it on the Exonet. It was just excited to get here.
Yeah. Surprisingly, we all worked rather well together. I mean, as far as I know, some of them are even traveling together. So if I might be able to come up with something that could work, at least. Just, it should be good enough for Thena, was it?
She nods.
She didn't have to happen to specify what it is that she's expecting, did she? I imagine it's something, I don't know.
She shakes her head and says, unfortunately, I did not get much detail, no.
But how satisfying would it be to show up already having a crew, being ready to go? And she kind of smiles, kind of like a little bit smug, probably for the first time in a long time, because she's not really had time to feel anything other than like a sense of survival. So she's kind of like a little too sure of herself, I feel, because she's coming off the high of the little murder mystery that they just did. So she'll say, you know what, let me talk to them. Actually, do you want to meet them?
She nods slowly and says, I would love to meet your friends.
All right. I'll see what they're doing. And she gets on her little data thing. What are they called? It's not a data pad.
It's OmniTool.
OmniTool. Thank you. Sorry, I'm coming off of
good.
like no sleep and fucking hours traveling.
You're good, dude.
My brain's not working at
You
all.
also never played Mass Effect, so.
She gets on the OmniTool and she'll message probably, I don't know, I guess just all of them. I didn't know whose info she had. Did we all exchange info? I imagine we did, right? Because we were just working together.
Yeah.
So
because you guys literally had comms as you were doing your little task there before, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they agreed to like do a couple of jobs to make some money or whatever, like in the meantime. So okay, so she'll just message the group of them and ask if, like, can we meet here later, like at some like restaurant or whatever. I want to introduce you to my friend. And then she turns to Delia and she says,
that's to you guys,
okay.
But go ahead, Rena. Sorry, go ahead, Rena.
Yeah, like she sends a message and then like also like speaks to her and says, all right, I'm sure they'll be excited for the break. Kind of been working for credits lately, so they'll be excited.
She smiles and says, I'd be happy to meet your friends. Now, these people that you just recently did the job with, they came off of that planet with you, or that moon with you?
No, actually, I met them all here. Well, one of them, Frait. He's actually the reason I made it off of that moon. But it was part of his mission, or the Hanar's mission, to help people evacuate. I guess there's something that they're looking for there. So part of his job was to relocate us.
She nods and she says, Well, being rescued by someone, that sounds like decent suitor material. So this Frait, is there any...
She gives her a look like it's very much not like that.
No, I understand. 16 years of survival, but survival's over. It's time to get back out there, girl.
She gives her a push, like she's like, shut up. And then like dodges the question and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, there's a whole marriage that you forgot to tell me about.
Yeah. It's I'm not sure how well you get along. How familiar are you with Taurian culture?
She's like, not very.
She smiles and says, it's rigid. It's structured. It makes, it leaves room for, we can talk about that some other time. So tell me about your friends. Let's go beat them.
Yeah. So then she'll go into detail and like explain each of them, or whatever. I don't know if any of you guys answer or like message or whatever, but we can always just cut to dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Staga, Solarian last time, and now she's talking about a Taurian, so there's just two separate ones. But maybe Zenestthea wouldn't pick that up. So, all right. So, anyways, let's move on. You go to meet the rest of the crew. Where do you want to meet them? You guys like hanging out at a pub? Like go to a bar? Or do you want to
just some place or whatever that seemed fun but maybe different? Not the same restaurant they went to last time, like a different one.
Sure. Oh yeah, you don't want to go to the fancy Batarian place. That place is expensive as shit. Sure, so you guys come rolling in. So, or better yet, Rena messages you. Do you guys anybody message back, or do you just show up, or how does this go?
I imagine Graff just went to the ship. So if what'd she say? Something like, "Hey, would you mind meeting my friend and I at X place?" Yeah. When?
She'd respond with like a time. I don't know. It's just the evening.
I won't even respond. He'll just.
Assuming this is the group chat. Wow, this really feels like Hunter now.
I'll be on the ship just fixing the engines and making.
Is this on our public chat or is this our hunter.net?
It's the hunter.
It's hunter.net.
We don't want.
Okay.
We don't want people listening in.
Yeah.
Frait would probably ask if it was someone from your clan. How would I phrase that? One of the other refugees? ?
Oh no, it's someone from Thessia. It's a dear friend of mine, actually.
And then
So be
he'd
nice.
agree.
I would love to attend.
They got emojis on these Omni tools. They got
It's like a
emoticons.
Krogan smiling with blushing cheeks.
Well, I'm gonna in my head canon, there's emojis, little emojis.
Of course, there's emojis. Come on, it's the future. You have an infinite number of humans were the ones that introduced GIFs to Galactic Society.
Oh
and
no,
now
so
they're
they're
all the
using them
rave.
like millennials. Oh no.
Yep. Yep. There's GIFs galore, but the problem is the Vorsha try to use GIFs, but they just don't get it. They don't understand how it works. It's like when grandma uses a GIF. So you have the Vorsha out there. It's
Like when
oh
Scott
god.
uses GIFs.
Listen, okay? My
We've all
meme
been in a
is
group chat
strong.
with you, Scott. We know.
You find out like an
Yeah,
Asari passed away and someone sends LOL thinking it means lots of love.
Wait, I mean this
It's
in
a
the nicest
Porsche.
ways. I feel like that's something that you might do.
I'll have you know,
I
the
mean,
root word of memes is memetics. Memetics is a word that was coined by Richard Dawkins when he
I feel
wrote
like
the
my mom
book.
did that once, actually. I think she did think it was lots of love, and I remember saying that somebody in my community passed away a long time ago. She's like, "Lol." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Lots of love." I was like, "That's not what that means."
Well,
I mean,
LMAO,
you're
that just unlocked
loving
like
my
a-
ass off.
But
That
LOL has been
unlocked,
around
like, a
since the
trauma
90s.
memory for me.
Like LOL, BRB, GTFO, all those have been around since the 90s. They're
Smell
not,
my
like, they're not
hand,
new.
SMH.
Yes.
Well, that's a
SMH,
relatively new one.
Smell my
Since the
hand.
90s.
That's a relatively new one.
relatively, it's not that
We've only been smelling hands since the 90s.
Chat saying back on track. So, all right. So you, you guys gather together to go meet Rena's friend, whose name is Dahlia. Her name's the
Delia.
Blue Dahlia.
Delia.
Delia with my pronunciation.
This is who you choose, Rosnan, really. We go to the bar or wherever it is.
Yeah, so they're like sitting at a table already or booth or something. I don't know. A booth. They're sitting at a booth. I don't know who gets there first or if y'all show up at the same time.
Graff would be punctual. So it's like whatever time you say, he's there like a minute
I would
before that
probably
time.
just go with Graff, to be honest. If we were both
then
coming
we
from
sit-
your ship.
We all sit down at the same time, I imagine, then if you guys get there early.
How long is the time skip between when we left off last session and
A week.
this dinner? Okay. During that time, could I have repaired my sniper? I knew it was a little footnote that I mentioned last time, but now I'm thinking maybe I sell it, so I want to have it fixed up. Is it good to say we fixed it up? Or do I need to roll for that?
Engineering check.
You just ask your
We
good
do
buddy.
have to roll for that.
You're gonna want Pat
do you
to
have
do that for you, I think,
weaponsmithing?
though.
Is it weaponsmithing to do that?
But he is a tinkerer and all that stuff, so he can roll the
Okay.
engineering to fix it.
Can you
Yeah.
can you roll the engineering to fix it?
You could also
Could
just
you-
modify it instead of throwing it away.
Freight comes like with a
I just
tear in
wanna
his
fix it.
eye, like, can you fix it? Like a kid with his doll.
I can take it apart and sell the expensive things. It
Um,
is what I do. It's a flaw of mine.
I think
I
we
just turned
should
to like
do
Krogan
something
Bane.
else.
Don't worry. Be happy.
I can take it apart and sell the valuables. I'm a Krogan.
For you.
God, I forgot you did that all the time. That's really cool. Thanks for the reminder.
Late at night, I am a stripper. For you.
You what?
Imagine
Yeah?
a sexy Krogan.
Okay. For
I'm
me?
more-
Dude,
Morgan
just Google it. You'll
Freeman.
find it. It's there.
Yeah, that's true.
It
Roll
may
your
not be a
engineering.
sexy Krogan, but people think it is.
Is it just a normal engineering roll? Scott?
Wait, roll your
Yes.
performance.
You're welcome.
That's performance.
I wish that was.
You told me to roll
Oh
it.
my
There you go.
God.
You're welcome.
Oh!
Damn, I got them.
See, you
switched.
got the low
Scott,
roll out of the
Okay.
way.
Scott, can we switch the?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, nothing good happens. I forgot we don't have any like exciting things with 20s anymore. It's sad. I want the good without the bad.
Okay, if they named the ship Theseus,
Do I have any Do I have any mod points or? That's like brand new that you just implemented, right?
what are
My
you
scrapper
referring
points?
to? Oh yeah. That so you have those to build whatever you want over the course of this week. So I'm not sure what mods you were looking at getting, but either way, you
Grays
fix
are
his gun so
commons,
we can sell it.
correct?
Was that
Grays or commons?
correct? Yep. It should say it
Green
on there, too.
uncommon, blue. It doesn't actually.
Correct. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And then nothing red, obviously. So cool.
I figured.
And
nothing red.
those are the things that you craft, Pat.
What
they
are red
don't.
called?
They can't be sold. Spectre. They can't be sold. The things that you craft this way. They're temporary items given.
So I
by
can have
Patreon.
one blue, two greens, or three grays.
No, it's
Let me go
one blue, one green, and one gray, or three gray.
Gotcha.
Those are three different options. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, anyways, you guys all come. So you fixed the gun. Messy, did you want to sell the gun after it was fixed?
Yes.
Sell for half its base value. So whatever the value is, half of it you get in credits.
Really? I think
Yep, unless
my role should implement full.
You guys are welcome to make a diplomacy or intimidate check to try to modify. There's actual rules for.
It's diplomacy persuasion.
Persuasion or intimidation. You can attempt.
I
You
have a
got to do
plus
it. Should I
5
go
in
over the
that.
rules?
I think I'd try. I think
Sure.
I'd try
Yeah.
to
Okay. Cool.
go above half.
Yeah. So you go in the place. You try to sell it. Rena, sorry, this happened during the week before your friend shows up. So you guys
Sorry,
can
Rena.
prepare for that. You're good. All right.
Okay, she's yelling at me.
As she should.
Don't yell too hard. You'll break his knees.
Yeah, the force of the wind escaping your
Oh,
mouth will
supersonic.
snap me in half.
Supersonic voice over here.
The force of the wind escaping her mouth. Are you saying she's nagging you? Is that what I just
No,
heard you
are.
say?
You're nagging.
Did I just hear you say she was nagging
Dude,
you?
I forgot about that picture. That picture's so great.
That's my emote.
Hey, Pineapple, where is the bartering thing inside here? I'm trying to find it. Oh, it might be in the financing. I found it. Okay. Messy, you can go ahead and roll your persuasion check.
Do I get a bonus for being like immaculate condition after the repair?
No.
Damn, dude. What's that nat 20 for then? That's crazy. That's
I
perception.
haven't
Ignore
really-
that. That's the wrong one. Fuck, that was so high too. Damn it.
Yep. Now he's gonna roll so low.
Oh!
Oh my God! Do you know what
How
that
did this
does?
happen?
If you roll that 20 on this, you get a plus 50 on a D100 roll to see how it plays out, which means
I'll
a bad thing
high-five you.
can't happen. Like even if you roll trash, a bad thing can't happen. Only good stuff can happen. Who do
Okay.
you want to roll Do you want to roll D100 plus 50? Or you want somebody in chat too?
Dude,
Uh,
Abitu, make Abitu do it. They did messy pog.
Yeah. Yeah, Avitu. Do it, you sub.
Yeah,
As in they're sub
Avitu.
to me, not as in they're a sub, like a Dom sub.
AVITU.
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 They- I mean, that
That's
might be
how
a
I've
Dom
always
sub
pronounced
situation,
their
but they
name
are,
when
they're
they show up
sub
in
to
my
me.
chat.
Avitu.
Rena, you are.
Daddy Bezos.
Rena, you are. If they
It's
sub to
Jeffrey.
Messi, you're the Dom. Let's be 100%. Exclamation
Okay,
point
100.
D100.
Thank you.
And we'll just add 50 ourselves.
Yeah,
Good
we
luck,
can do math.
Ab.
Oh,
What the
you
fuck?
suck. So that's a 60 total. So 60 total,
Damn, Av,
Messi.
come on.
More or less, what it is the shopkeeper with the 60 total. The shopkeeper has seen these ploys that you're trying to use on them before, but whatever it is you're trying to do, try to convince them. It gives them a good chuckle, and for that, you actually get a plus 10%. So whatever so you're gonna get 60% whatever its value is instead of 50% its value. So if they had rolled even a 41 or higher, you could have gotten like really good opportunity.
Yeah.
No, you would have gotten full price, and you would have got
We'll never see it, so
you would
it's
have gotten like a
over.
lifetime
was our one
discount.
chance.
You'd have gotten like a one-time
They would've just
50%
given you the
off.
shop.
But
Okay, so I
unfortunately,
I got a value from that. And then did we get money from the job we did? I don't. Wait, where is my money?
already been taken care of.
Only Pat did because the rest of us all got something else.
Yep.
You
So-
got a Pinocchio doll. Rena got a house for her people. I got a ship. And
so we can get this session like properly started. Rena, you go to the place for your friend to meet your allies, right? Or your companions, or the people that you worked with once. So everybody shows up to the bar. I mean, it doesn't matter like what order people show up in. So as it comes over, introduction, so on and so forth. We're gonna flash forward to kind of like everybody's together. So Rena, you were hoping to have them meet. Is there any amount of I'll let you kind of like set the stage of the RP you were hoping for here.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, introductions, whatever. It's nothing fancy. She just I guess she would just point out Frait, because she was talking about Frait earlier. Saying Frait was the one who assisted us in getting off the moon. I keep wanting to call it a planet. It's not a planet, it's a moon.
She'll look over at Frait. She'll look over at Frait and say, Frait, oh, you're a Drell. She didn't tell me that. She looks and says,
Does it
you
matter?
look like you... No, of course not. You look like you keep rather fit, though.
she studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian.
Yeah.
She wants to study a Drell, if you know
Thank
what I
you.
mean.
He says thank you.
It just ends with thank you. She'll say, quiet, though. And then we'll turn her attention immediately away, like instantly, like, oh, ew.
Which, when she says that, she's like, not always. Just have to talk about the right things.
I'm sorry, we going to talk about me?
Nonsense. We've been invited to talk about her friend.
She'll be like, oh, me? Okay. And she'll kind of like go right into like some backstory of hers. And, some story about like immediately shifts it from like, starts talking about herself, but then like shifts it to a story that relates to Zenestthea, But then like the story just ends up being completely about Zenestthea and like how funny and charming she was. Like we were in the situation they were when she grew up, so on and so forth. It's one of those things where she like says that a couple of times, and like over the course of the conversation, she literally makes her way over to go stand next to the Drell and finishes the conversation with, "Don't you think?"
Sorry. Sure.
I do think on occasion. Making a lighthearted joke.
She'll toss a wink at you and say, "You know, I have never met a Krogan who looks so young. How old are you?"
Old enough.
She'll giggle.
Graff finishes his drink and goes to the bar for another one.
While Graff's gone, you know, our pilot Graff is he's been in the Alliance forces for a long time.
He's a seasoned veteran. Cutting you off. Just like leaning across the table.
She'll smile
so
and say,
Graff can probably hear. He's a seasoned veteran. We're wanted men.
He's
and
like
he has his own ship
making a
and
double.
flies.
He has his own ship.
Veteran.
He has his own car. He's so cool.
so
He saved me once.
she'll have to call out after, clearly seeing like what's his name, like almost like cringe as he's walking and hears it. She'll call after and be like, "We'll have to hear some of his stories then. The amazing exploits of a successful Alliance pilot. I'm sure you've gotten yourself into some fun situations."
You're gonna see Strix just look back at him, just kind of like in awe. I've never heard of any of his stories, come to think of it.
He orders a double, then he orders another drink, but they're all for him.
Perfect.
I think Frait kind of knowing that most Alliance people don't have good war stories for the last 15 years would probably let the topic die.
How do you let the topic die?
Yeah. Well, she would cut in and say, later, there's always time for stories, but more importantly, do you want to tell them what you were telling me earlier? That apparently have to prove my worth and how strange timing it seems to be.
Graff returns. Sorry, Graff returns to like her face kind of drops and she's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, sure." And she like, puts her drink down and like sits herself up a little bit more proper in her bar stool or whatever it is, gets like a different posture because you ruined the shit on the mood sort of a situation. And then she kind of says, "Well, the short version is, Zenestthea and I, we have a shared past from childhood, but also in our adolescence, we both did many things together, went on a few conquests together, if you will," she says, looking over at you and again trying to like lighten the mood a little bit. "Remember that time over on the moon, the one that was supposed to break from the anyways. So we also joined an organization. It's this amazing organization that is kind of structured around our faith. It goes by the name of Dominion, but either way, with Zenestthea having been so removed for so long, there are those that question her dedication to the faith and what it is that we do. And unfortunately, these are peoples that are relatively new to it, so they don't understand Zenestthea's what she has offered in the past. And those that have been around for longer are always happy to test the younger and the newer people anyways. So almost
hold
as
on,
like
let me get this straight. You all leave a soldier behind and it's on them to prove their faith? That seems a little messed up.
No. Obviously, if we believe that she was alive, we would have done everything in our power, throwing all of our might after it, after whatever was between us and collecting the person that was missing. It was believed that she was dead this whole while, which is the only reason why we didn't go to collect her. We don't leave soldiers behind. She was presumed dead based off of the best intel we had at the time. The whole moon was presumed presumed dead, based off of scans and so on. I'm not the
And
person that
this
has all
is
the
her
information.
problem now.
Well, you seem like you're being rather aggressive and attacking me when I'm literally
I'm just
here
curious. It
with
just
my friend.
sounds a little, not necessarily you, just the system itself sounds pretty, well, to be frank, shit.
It's less
She,
serious than it sounds, Graff. I wouldn't worry too much. It's pretty typical to make sure that, we're still all working towards the same thing, right? She looks back to Delia.
yep, she nods. She says, the simple fact of the matter is, if you're going to have your own life on the line in a critical situation where literally you could die if the person adjacent to you isn't holding their own, I'm sure they do some amount of this kind of training inside the Alliance, you need to know that that person's mind and heart are going to be when and where it needs to be to ensure your safety, and you in turn for them. Being removed for 16 years is a blink in the eyes of the Asari. However, that does impact your reflexes and your ability to make the right decisions. Being so removed from our own for that long. I mean, she lived predominantly with humans. I think only humans that whole time, right?
Yes, she nods.
And
Disgusting. I'll take another sip of his drink.
She like when you say that, she like almost looks aghast. Like you would even insinuate that that's what she means. She's like, excuse me, I don't know what your problem is, but that is not at all what I was implying. There is nothing disgusting about humans at all. As a matter of fact, some of my best friends are humans. I work with humans.
Okay,
He's
okay.
a seasoned veteran. He has a lot of things against his own race. He'll try to be discreet, but not doing a very good job of it.
He'll just say again, disgusting.
What she means to say
I beg
is
your
that-
pardon. I showered today.
is that as Asari, we try to help everybody, not exclusively one race over another. So, because of the fact that I was just helping this group of humans on this one moon, they want to test me, I suppose, and make sure that I'm still willing to help others, even though that's very much not changed over 16 years.
Well, I don't mean to sound crass here, but your organization that you set up on your planet was far from perfect, but it did seem to be the most civilized of the ones I saw. So, kudos.
No, I appreciate it. Though I can't take all of the credit. There was an established community before they elected me to lead them. I just did what I could to help, which I wish I could say was more, but there was only so much on the moon that I could actually do there. What with all the other threats that were happening. Like I said, you couldn't have come in at a better time.
He nods. Kind of smirks to himself. And he's taking pride.
Where?
No.
Where's he taking pride?
I know you have
back.
PTSD, but the pride, the emotion.
Not the drug. He's not gonna go get the. Oh.
I did find some spice on the floor, though.
She says, allow me to clarify too. It's not like she's not a member of our faith any longer. It's she has certain responsibilities, certain authorities, certain not authorities. She has a certain amount of authority, certain amount of responsibilities, but most importantly, she has privileges because of past what's the word? I'm missing the word here. Because of achievements that she has accomplished in the past. But for you to be able to maintain these additional privileges, you don't just hand somebody a gun and let them walk away with it. 20 years later, they come back, haven't used a gun at all, and you just give it back to them and hope they still know how to use it, right? You're going to want to make sure there's some degree of competence going on before you just go shelling these things out left and right. You just can't just let anybody who's, turns 18, I think is an important number for your kind. And somebody just turns 18, they could just buy like a automatic rifle and walk around with it. Doesn't that seem a little foolish? You'd want to ensure competence with it and training and have a correct mindset and dedication.
Much younger.
Clearly I had a nerve. You just go right on ahead.
And she's just kind of like, gives like a look that's like tries to like roll it off and like look away from Graff to the others and says, "So one of these
Can I
people
roll
that
an
is
insight?
oh, you don't
Can
need
I
to. You
Okay.
got that. Yeah, that was like a stink face. Like, ugh. Anyways, which I
Strix
imagine
is
Wade
gonna-
often draws from people.
Strix is gonna take one of the waters or drinks on the table and just like loudly slurp it in that awkward silence bit.
So either way,
order.
so she says one of the people that is questioning, that has a degree of authority and is questioning Zenestthea's competence and dedication, is the one that I hitched a ride with to come here to see her. I asked her to hold off to tomorrow, and tomorrow she's going to speak with Zenestthea. She was going to offer for Zenestthea to do a job, and I guess if you think that they're the ones that you want to go with, she says, gesturing across, but not saying what you know she's thinking, then you would be invited to go as well. I'll have you know, Dominion pays.
So, what I'm proposing, as I know that you are all sort of in the market for something, namely credits, right? She looks back to Delia and back at the group. I need a team, someone that I can. Well, I don't know exactly what it is that we would be doing, but just assistance, right? In proving myself. So if you would join me, I would be grateful.
You need a pilot, I fly.
I've told you many times, Zeddy, I am here to help you whenever you call.
If I'm going, then he can go.
That is true. I
She
do owe
just
him a
chuckles.
debt.
Sounds like a good learning experience.
That is true, unfortunately. But if our paths do cross, I am there.
She chuckles. All right, then it's settled then. I found my team. She looks back to Delia.
we go to war.
She says, and they mostly are a cheerful bunch. Let's just hope the pilot is better with flying a ship than he is handling a conversation.
He's a great pilot.
Graff, don't take it
I've
personally.
witnessed him
noticed
fly twice now. It's great.
in every group I've ever been in, the pilot's always gotten the most shit, so I'm sure you'll be okay.
Been a pilot for a long time. I'm used to this shit. But maybe I can do a little pilot competence test. Take
It's
another
funny,
sip.
I've piloted vessels for about 200 years now, and yet I don't have to be an asshole.
He's a seasoned veteran.
Nobody has to be. He'll like push a drink her way.
Oh, you offer a drink, she will take the extended olive branch, and she will raise and will drink. It's one of those, she's willing to give it a chance, but definitely isn't chipper about it right now. She'll take the drink or whatever. She looks to you, Zenestthea, and she says, "It's getting late. Perhaps I should take my leave, and you can coordinate amongst yourselves or what have you. I know she'll want to meet with you. Do you want her to meet you at your ship? Should I have coordinates to send to her, or?"
Yeah. I think that would be best to show her that I'm already prepared. So, is that fine, Graff? If we meet at the ship tomorrow?
Oh, definitely. Maybe y'all even have a spare probe.
She looks around like there's some sort of reference.
Yeah, their ship is missing a probe. It's a whole thing.
Missing. He'll like look over toward Strix. Yeah. Don't know what happened to it.
Neither do I. I gave it to a friend. He came back with money. He'll lightly chuckle. There's nothing light about him. He would heartily chuckle. Ha 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 ha!
Unfortunately, I think there's a joke here, and while I did watch some 20th century
You see,
human...
I sold his parts because I didn't know it was his ship. It was, you had to be there.
Oh, a literal
quite-
probe. Oh,
Yes.
No,
okay.
yes, I mean a
It's
actual
funny, one
probe,
of our
yes.
friends had a surprise probing. He'll make a finger gesture, if you know what I mean.
I think that one was an innuendo.
No.
He's serious.
Innuendo.
She will
That's
chuckle
a good
at the...
one, little green man. You're quite funny. Goes just like break, like high fives you, it breaks your hand. Just... I can fix your hand like I fixed your gun.
She says, after you meet with Thena, I'd love to see you again before you leave.
I'm
Oh,
here
yeah,
all
like
week,
I'm
I think.
Letting
Oh,
you go that easily. Well, I'm
Sh-
sure
she'll-
you too, Strix.
She'll come over, hold hands for a few seconds, and then she'll turn and leave the place so you guys can kind of chat. Feel free to IRP as much as you want, and then we can jump cut to the next day.
jump cut. I like
I'm
to
sorry,
jump.
I know I kind of sprung that on you. But it does seem to work out.
Sounds like they sprung it on you, a competency test, after they left you on that planet for however long. Seems like a shit
Yeah.
move from this new leader, if you ask me, but y'all have your customs. I'll help if you need it.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Plus,
So I
I'm
just
sure
said
it'll
it
be fun.
pays, right?
Oh, yes. Well, too.
Icing on the cake.
So, where to, friends? Now that we're a merry band together.
Well, we'll find out more after we speak with her tomorrow. So I don't know how early that's going to be. I imagine Delia will tell me when she gets the chance. But yeah, we'll all meet at the ship, so we're ready.
Great, I'll get snacks. He'll like immediately kind of like stand up and like push the table and go get snacks.
If you season them again this time before you share them, I swear.
As he like walks out the door.
That's all she'd really have to say. So she'd just like go about enjoying the rest of the night, and we could like jump cut to the next day, unless you guys had anything.
No, I'm gonna go get snacks.
I liked ending on my shit joke, so we're good.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, you guys, we can jump cut to the next day, and you guys are gonna be able to speak to Thena. So she'll come in and have a conversation with you. She's gonna be a matron, age. So she's, it's like 400 or 500 years old, something like that. Just so you're aware, Rena. Excuse me. Yeah, so she'll come to meet with you. So she comes to meet with you. You can see that clearly she's the air of power to her. Of course, she's a Sari, so she has her telltale blue skin, a couple of markings onto her face that suggests she was a huntress at some point in time. For those of you that can pass a DC 10 history check, Rena, you automatically know that at some point in time in her past that she was a huntress, which means literally they are among the scariest Asari that are out there for the sake of combat. They will melee, biotics, guns, doesn't matter. They are scary peoples. Usually tend to be particularly good with using bladed weapons. So Wade knows. I don't know if Pat or Messi even care to roll the history check. But either way, so when she was walking up, very sure of herself, very confident, like most Asari, it has that kind of strong, powerful individual as well as strong sex appeal kind of character that walks in with. Everybody seems to know, which is nice. So when she shows up, she'll kind of like you hear the ship, like the bang bang on the ship, or I don't know if you have alarms. Never really have people approach your ship in Mass Effect. That doesn't happen in that game ever. So there's this you get notified that somebody's outside the ship. Whoever goes to open it, doesn't matter. You've seen your cockpit before.
I imagine we'd have Zenestthea go to greet her own matron person. Kind of give her
Yeah,
some
sure.
authority feeling over the ship to prop her up.
Cool
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
you know what? Yeah, okay. I'll answer the door to
Leader of the
my
pack.
ship.
Just to have a ship, like a little map. in case you care to use the ship map.
Oh, we killed
It
people
is
there. I
down
see their
there.
bodies.
Yeah. But there's the ship map area.
Make sure you put those bodies away before we open the door, okay?
No,
Don't
no, no.
worry,
I
they're
would hang them
they're
up.
seasoned.
Decoration.
No, nope. Can't just leave those about.
Think of them
Oh,
like pinatas. Yes.
Who turned the lights off?
Sorry,
No,
I'll
he's
turn
gonna
them back on. Clap
he's
on,
gonna walk-
clap on. Can we have the clap?
he's gonna walk over to the front of the ship. That's all. Cool. So, anyways, she will show up to have conversation. It's funny. It's the same, literally the same token as Rena.
Bodies on the floor.
Oh, I was like, hello?
Well,
It's
because
me.
we're waiting on artwork for you guys. So,
Yeah. fair
so
enough.
anyways, so she'll come in, and when she walks in, again, her name is Thena. She walks in. She just kind of looks and says, "Zenestthea, by the goddess, it is good to meet you." And she'll come over and she'll, as it is typical for Dominion, she'll come over and she kind of like clasps hands with you for a moment. And when you do so, you can feel her mind opening to yours. You open yours to her as well.
Yeah, if she does, then I will.
Kinda hot.
I have nothing to hide.
Okay. So she very quickly shares with you an experience that she had where she was kind of, before the matriarch of your organization, and she was kind of being awarded the position that she has right now. She kind of like shares with you this very, very
she's
brief
flexing.
memory. Well,
Flexing.
she's showing you that her
Flexing.
it's sure to a degree of its flexing is like the way you're like reading it as insight, but she's also showing you like the
like credentials.
the
Almost.
truth of the
yeah,
matter.
She's
Yeah.
like, I'm legit. Yeah. Yeah, got it.
Question, because I don't know this, and this is just a small little tidbit. Is there a way to doctor like these kind of memories, kind of a thing? Like, can you make them up? Like, can you fake them? You know what I mean?
Great question. Not really, because you're literally sharing your own experiences.
I
So-
felt like it's more of like I don't want to say race thing, but it seems to be like their like thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
a
It-
special ability. I don't want to say that because that just sounds weird. But you know what
no,
I mean,
no,
like-
it is. It is across the board. Everything you're saying is correct. And Pat, how do you doctor it? In real life, people always say, live your truth. It's like, well, your truth isn't a fact, Like you live all the truth
Well,
you
like-
want, but truths aren't facts.
My immediately thing is like, yeah, like they can distort a memory to look like they did a bigger part in something like, oh, we went to this war, but this memory of mine shows that I was the leading guy when really wasn't, or something like that,
I would say for the sake of distorting a memory, just like some people can tell a lie so often and so detailed that they eventually start to believe their own lie. That's the degree of distorting that you can do, but like not an actual genuine memory. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
I know, like
So-
it's not like how Messi can like recount a scene or something like that. Like it'll be different.
Yeah. But
Okay.
either way,
That
so
was all.
back to
Sorry,
this.
I didn't mean to detract. Just curious.
No, you're good. The questions are good. So she comes in, she does this thing for you just to make sure that you're can kind of like see her report, and like you said, you probably perceive it as flexing. And she says, "Thank you for taking thank you for meeting with me." She looks around and says, "I see that this is the ship that you are choosing to fly in for now."
Yes, for now.
She nods. She says, "And it's airtight."
Well, there's an engineer who's working on it currently. I don't know how far along he is in the repairs. I can actually, they're just inside if you want to follow me. And she kind of starts moving in that direction.
She'll smile and follow.
Okay, cool. And she leads her into the kitchen, like kitchenette, little
Yeah,
area.
That's fine.
Wherever.
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot how doors work. Oh, so excuse me.
Yeah, so
into
you
the
can
excuse
kind of
me?
go in there. Yeah. So you guys go into the kitchen area, like you just said, and she can join you guys to chat or whatever. And so she looks about.
She introduces her to the group. Like, this is Tina. I don't know what her title is.
It's just
We
matron.
didn't mention.
Matron,
just-
matron Thena.
Matron Tina. Okay, yeah. She says that.
With our history checks, do we know how to greet her?
Just normally, same as you normally do. You don't have to do anything
Hey.
special whatsoever.
Then
Yep. You just know that she's scary.
Graff will
Scarier than
nod.
me.
I think Freight will like stand up and
God damn it,
And,
motherfucking Windows.
hold out a hand to shake. Say,
Okay.
It's nice to meet you.
She'll smile and say, the pleasure is mine, I'm sure. Now, I came here specifically for the reason of, handing a task to, Zenestthea, but I was informed that Zenestthea has acquired a few companions along the way, people that she trusts with her life and reputation. So I suppose that would be the three of you. I'm interested in giving you the details of the task if you're interested in hearing them.
I think we all nod.
By all means.
Judging by the status of the ship, judging by the state of the ship and the people that are before me, I suppose we should talk about payment up front. 25,000 credits. Do I have your attention?
Certainly.
Good. Not too long ago, I received a message from an Eclipse Commando, old contact of mine. This commando was hired to escort some valuable Prothean technology for our organization, she says, looking to Rena. Unfortunately, their ship was attacked and shot down by a few Batarian pirates. This is done in a remote system on their way to Omega. So I am going to ask you to go and investigate the situation, finds the ship that was shot down, collects the Prothean artifacts for us, and any information that you think might be pertinent on who attacked them, how, and so on, any pertinent details you find there, and return what you find back to us.
Wait, out of game. What did she say where this was, or not yet?
She didn't say
Didn't
yet.
give a location.
Nope.
Okay.
So gather
So
artifacts.
this sounds oddly familiar.
Gather artifacts, bring intel of said artifacts, and return safely to you.
She nods. There's a Prothean dig site that I'm overseeing, which is why I can't handle this problem myself. But I did want to give the respect to Zenestthea of coming to see her in person before I handed out this task, before returning to my own responsibilities. You can return to me at the location where I will be and bring the artifacts there.
If I may
Seems-
ask, what class ship was taken down? What kind of defenses did they have? And is this bucket enough to take on the Batarian pirates in case they're still hanging around?
Those are great questions and ones that I wish I could answer for you with a little bit more information. Unfortunately, all I have is this. Their ship was bigger than yours because their cargo was not small. As for the loadout of the ship, I wasn't the one that had given them the task originally, and unfortunately, the person that did, I cannot currently get a hold of. My concern is that the Batarians may have tracked this person down, and they're trying to find out where more potential loadouts might, not loadouts, sorry, targets might be for them. So tracking down the ship that was shot down would give us the start of our trail.
I am a little concerned. He'll stand up. Can I get you a drink? I'll offer him like unless you want a beverage.
No.
This seems like a somewhat easy task, but you haven't told us where we're going yet.
She nods.
So he'll pour himself a drink and like an extra cup and like offer it again. But if she declines, he'll just put it on the table.
She says it's in the Pylos Nebula in the Chrysaroy, in the Chrysaroy system. As for which planet it's around, I'm not entirely certain, unfortunately. I don't know exactly where they would have been shot down.
But I have any history knowledge of this area?
Yeah, so if you were to make that check, you all are welcome to do so.
Is it just history or is it?
Yeah, this is a history check.
Any bonuses or cons for me being a pilot in this area?
Is there still, if you look at your what is it called, your tool proficiencies, a traveled bonus? There was for a while an additional insight for traveling. I don't know if you ever even got that proficiency.
Weapon, armor,
Anyways,
other.
Wade.
I'm not sure what proficiency that would be. I don't see that on.
I
like,
think it
map
was.
or
I think it
anything.
was the navigation. I think it was the ship's helm one, honestly. But
I think I'm taking. I don't have helm yet, so no, I wouldn't have that yet.
Gotcha. Okay. So the history there, Frait is the only one that would know. And Graff would definitely know. So the Pylos Nebula is technically in the old days was part of what would be called the Attican Traverse. Because that's over by where the Omega station is. Like the Omega station's over by the Attican Traverse. So Pylos Nebula falls into that area. But again, that's like, those definitions are hard to define now, because with part of the galaxy being chunked off and a whole, many millions of people disappearing, what is considered Attican Traverse and what is considered, what the hell is it called? Their terminus systems has kind of shifted a little bit. Like technically speaking, the Phoenix Massing, the cluster you're in right now, is terminus, though more people would probably define that as Attican Traverse because of how the political situation is here. So either way, you do know that the Attican Traverse was an area that used to be predominantly human and human kind of like growing and Batarian kind of like competing with one another over the worlds. So it makes sense there'd be lots of Batarians here. And if you're looking at the galaxy map, I can drop you over to that map for half a tick here. You'll know that it's not particularly far from where you are. You're currently, like I said, in the Phoenix Massing, though you're in the Typhon system. So you would make a jump to Tasra, then you make a jump over to the Naprif system inside of the Pylos Nebula, and then you make a jump over to the Chrysaroy system, and then kind of like start searching the planets from there. If that helps to answer your questions. Back to the chatter in game.
I wouldn't be so sure that it's a easy job. Batarians probably have already gotten the most valuable stuff out, and maybe their main whatever's gone, but there'll probably still be some scavengers around. It's a pretty unsafe area, so we'll have to have our wits about us. I've scrapped with Batarians before. I kind of know my way around them a little bit, so at least we'll have that on them. But depending on how valuable your artifact here is that we're looking for, who knows what we might be up against. But it's doable. I know the place a little bit.
Well, Batarians are a little bit different now than maybe the scraps that you had with them in the past. I don't know when the last time you fought against a Batarian was, but after humanity seemed its after humanity made the decision for Batarians to act as the barrier around the rest of the galaxy, they have changed their approach to combat. They tend to flee more often than they will stay and fight. Their numbers so few.
Well, that's advantageous to us then.
Either way, that is your task. For you to head to that system, find where this vessel was downed, collect whatever artifacts you can that are there, and then return the artifacts to me unless you have a strong enough lead to find out where these Batarians went. We want these goods.
You have more details that you can send me about the artifacts that we're looking for?
Prothean.
Prothean.
That means something to all of us, right? We don't need to roll to know what that means.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
If you guys don't press any more than that, cool.
I wouldn't.
Cool. She says, I'll send you the coordinates of where it is you can find me on the worlds that I will be overseeing the digging project. Your ship looks like it is seen better days, so any repairs need to be done to it, or is it as good as it's going to get?
Missing a probe. Otherwise, this guy, I think, got it in pretty running order.
Don't probes run for about 25,000 credits?
That's around. I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
Well, then I'm glad to say that you'll be able to afford a new one after the job is over. Your fuel, are you topped off?
I assume we are. We've been here. I assume we had all that stuff done, didn't we?
I'll speak to whoever handles it on the way out of here. If you're not full up on fuel, I'll see to it before I leave. Any other details? Anything else you need?
Batarians probably don't have much use for Prothean tech. Any idea where they might be going to sell it? In case we don't find anything at the site.
She will. What's your passive insights?
15.
14.
11.
Rena, with your 15, you can see she's kind of holding something back, but she says, I haven't the slightest what they might do with it. As you said, what value do they have to Batarians?
Oh, any insight is valuable. It'll make things easier for us when we're trying to hunt them down.
Roll a
And she
persuasion
gives
check.
her kind of a narrowed look. Okay. You're joking.
She says to you, indeed, and that's why you're being given this task. Insight's what we need. Well, that seems like it's everything that's covered. Any other details? You have my information. Feel free to contact me via the Exonet.
I appreciate it.
She will then find her way off. She says, I can find my way off the ship. And she'll turn and walk off.
Goodbye.
Wait till she is
He'll
off the
lean
ship.
out the door and give a big wave.
Okay.
So, getting their valuables back's how you prove you're competent, huh?
Yeah,
Sounds
she's
like they need an errand
certainly
boy.
not telling me everything. Unfortunately, we'll just have to figure it out for ourselves.
She's not wrong about the Batarians being a little thinner these days. So, I don't know a whole lot about Prothean tech or how it all works or anything like that. But I do know, at least historically, it's been valuable. So, who knows what we're in for, but how long before y'all are ready to go?
Oh, I have everything that I need, so the sooner we can leave, the better. But if there's anything we've to take care of here, then let's go ahead and do so.
Guess I could go replace the probe.
I don't know too much about repairing ships, but I can help deliver things.
I can also go with you to buy the probe. I know how good they can be for ships.
Maybe you should make sure that the ship's in running order and isn't missing anything else before we try to leave.
Removes a few objects. It's all here.
Unfortunately, I can't help in that department. I haven't flown in literally years.
You're all good. I assume, being as this is your op, you can kind of take point. We'll follow your lead on it since a lot more rides on you than us for it. So I'll fly, and if we get into a scrap, I'll be barking orders and whatnot at the point at Pat. He'll point at Strix. But otherwise, trust your judgment on all of this stuff because I don't want you getting into incompetency.
Well, I'll rely quite heavily on your expertise in some areas. There's still a lot that I missed out on that you have more knowledge about anyway, so.
Well, she also wasn't wrong about the fact it's been a while since I've had a real scrap with Batarians. Most of mine came before the Reaper War. And the things were a
It's
little bit
still
different back
something.
then. Alright, let me go buy this probe. Y'all need to get anything? Snacks or
I've
goodbyes
already
or
got them.
You might want to get.
I'll let-
He'll like say in a hushed tone, like to you and Freight. You might want to get your own. He spiced up the last ones.
Yeah, I'll get
didn't
some
hear that.
Supplies.
Too bad none of you guys are query and be like, Bashtat,
Is-
dextroamino.
Is it
sorry.
perception or is it insight to hear something?
Perception. I
Perception,
think.
technically.
God damn.
All right, I'm gonna go buy this stupid probe, Scott. We can probably, unless you guys want to say anything before we.
No, she wouldn't. I think the only thing that she would do is go and get like her supplies and maybe say, goodbye to Delia before she leaves.
Freight doesn't need to do anything. Right? Freight doesn't need to do anything.
No,
Okay.
he's
That's
good.
you, Messi.
He's playing
All right.
Pokemon Go.
Look, he was staring at a wall, and the wall was moving.
Nope.
All right, cool.
Cool.
I'm bad at this, and I shouldn't be the one to do it. But I think he would be the one to do it. So
I would go with you if you'd want
You're
me
gonna
to.
roll a.
I did offer.
he would not want you to. He knows you offer, but he would not want you to.
You gonna roll a persuasion, Wade?
Sure.
You take face value. You're gonna try to bargain.
I think he would try to bargain, but he's not good at persuasion, so it probably wouldn't go well.
Okay, go ahead and roll your persuasion.
Now, you all do know I was the one who helped take out that Geth serial killer recently. Maybe you can give me a little bit of a discount.
Are you happy with your 11, Wade?
Definitely.
You know, we haven't seen how much luck we have today. Let's see.
Nice.
I much
That-
prefer my
That
12.
one helps a lot.
Okay. So, where are we? Finances. So you try to convince them. You're trying to buy a probe. I will say that you, with a 12 for something as simple as you're trying to do, that is a success. That means you're gonna roll a D100 with a plus 20. Why don't you ask somebody in chat to roll for you, or just ask anybody?
Zill, you're the last one to talk. Go for it.
Zotalili, D100, please. Okay. So the shopkeeper, just to clarify who this is, the shopkeeper that you're talking to,
I didn't know you were
here,
still here, to be honest.
the shopkeeper that you're talking to here, Wade, they sell bits and
73.
bobs for ships and whatnot.
That's
A 73 plus 20 is a 93. Wade, the person does like, no, it's not. That's not you. You're like, yeah, it is. And they're like, what? And they pull up like the VOD of like what happened. Like, oh, that was you. Oh, wow. Sir, thank you for what you've done. We were all scared for so long. And like, they just kind of like start gushing for a little bit. So, after you finish doing that, not only are they going to offer you a one-time discount of 50% off for this item, so you can actually buy it at half price. Woo! On top of that, they're going to offer you, as long as you don't abuse it, it's a lifetime discount of 20% off to buy some basic ship parts at this store.
Shit parts.
Yep. They even go so far as to say is, if you're,
Shit
if you're willing, I have a cousin of mine, and listen, let's just say they're an absolutely huge fan of your Krogan friend. Thought that they were incredible at that fight that you got into and just kind of like charging in there. They thought that he was so funny. They literally were in the room when the Krogan jumped on the guy. It was awesome. So, oh man, I wish I got to see it in person. I just got this really bad quality VOD. Anyways, listen. They're kind of a crafter themselves, a bit of a shipwright or tinkerer, and they came up with this cool little device that allows you to, it supercharges your shields. I know that you would just do them a world of favor if you were willing to, use this device.
Any drawbacks or concerns on it?
No. The absolute top-notch engineering. I mean, it's experimental, right? But great. I'm vouching for my cousin on this one.
I'll have my engineer take a look, I suppose, if you're so insistent.
Absolutely. No, it's supposed to really charge up the shield's generator. Like, it's supposed to be good for the ship.
Well, I like your enthusiasm, so I'll take it off your hands and you let your cousin know that being put to good use.
Nods. Says, absolutely. I will definitely do so. Oh man, I can't believe you actually came into my store. You're a hero. I mean, that person was a psycho. I mean, seriously. And listen, I hate to be mean, but did you listen to the way that they talked? Oof.
Unfortunately. But yeah, appreciate it and happy to do it. Just doing our jobs. But yeah, we'll be back. 20%'s no slouch, so I'm sure we'll need work. Thank you.
Happy to return the favor. Oh, one more thing. Just a quick, so I can show it to my cousin, so he can believe that you're the person I gave it to.
You want a photo or something?
Yeah. Well, a little vid. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He does. He comes over and does like an arm around like a selfie style picture. And he's like, all right, one more thing. I know this sounds goofy, but can you say, my name is, I can't, what rank are you?
Oh God, let me pull up the sheet. It's Lieutenant 03 or something.
Yeah. Can you say my name is Lieutenant Graff and this is my favorite store on the Citadel?
Are we on a Citadel, Scott?
Yeah. This is the Citadel here.
I thought the Citadel was technically in space on this planet.
This is the knockoff Citadel.
Oh.
Yeah.
My name's Lieutenant Graff, and this is my favorite store on this Citadel.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's great. I'm so sorry. Just one more. Can you say it one more time, but like make it sound like you want to buy something here?
I do. I want to buy that probe.
Yeah. No, I'm getting it loaded up right now.
My name is Lieutenant Graff, and I want to buy something in this store that I like a lot on this Citadel.
I can fix it and edit. Wow. Thank you so much. And he, he shakes your hand and then says, all right, there, gestures over towards like this little, like, almost like rover, not rover, sorry, this almost like sled thing to move the probe. And he has, those Loki mech droids we were talking about beforehand, walking it forward. So it's going to start like walking this thing forward to bring it to your ship for you.
Perfect. What's the Citadel called? This is in Phoenix Massing, right?
Yeah. So the planet is called 8 and it's just the Citadel East. Yeah, ground compounds, Citadel East.
Is it 8 like VIII or is it just 8 like the number?
8 AITE.
AITE.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been putting that wrong and everything else. Whoops.
Very close to my name.
Well,
Frait was on
stop naming
8.
yourself after.
This is why I go off and do stuff on my own. It always goes well. Damn Krogans.
Ha.
I could have made that video so much better.
Yeah, oh my
You
God.
would've.
Yeah, if you were there.
All right, so
My
I
name's
spent
Krogan Paul.
I spent 12,500, right?
Yeah, half, yeah.
Oh yeah. I've already forgotten which one of you I made roll for. I think it was Zill. Nice job. My name is
Certainly-
Wade, and you're my favorite chatter in the Citadel.
Certainly better than anybody who subs for Messi. Ugh. All right. So then everybody subs to Messi. Fuck you, Scott. We're all gonna sub to
Did better
Messi
than
just
Ken
to say
ever
fuck
could
you,
have.
Scott. That's right. If you want to say fuck you to Scott, the best way to do so is to go over to twitch.tv/Messi was taken, or Messi Twitch or whatever. I don't know. He has like 7 names. Messi Cat. Messi was taken.
It's
and
Messi
you
was taken,
sub.
but yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be the biggest F you to Scott. Scott, I got your check. in the mail, by the way.
Messy
It's on the
streams of
way.
the bee's knees. 'Cause
Yes,
they
bees
break
have lots
easily.
of knees.
Someone
They have 6 of
clip
them.
it.
I wish I hadn't talked over that. I would clip it and I would make it a notification sound for something, but now it's fucked.
You want me to say it again?
Would you mind?
Yeah, sure. Messy streams are the bee's knees. 'Cause
Thanks.
They break easily.
See, I can
Do
cut
you
that
want
out.
me to want me to turn off the Mass Effect music in the background so you have even cleaner version of Messi?
No, it's okay. I'll go to his OnlyFans later. I'll get the audio. It's okay.
All right, cool. Awesome. All right,
So
let's.
do we need to put probe back on the ship, or is it like on there somehow already?
You put it back on there. If it was missing, if it said missing or whatever, it's back on there now. Yay.
What did we name our ship? Theseus?
You guys didn't actually name it. Somebody was saying name it Distractable. Somebody said Theseus. There are a couple of other suggestions.
Theseus, I would do distractible. I don't know.
Then with your new ship, you call it Theseus too. Somebody's saying Excelsus?
I can't open the ship. Do I already have the ship open somewhere?
Mm. Oh, you probably do a tiny little shrink one somewhere. If you refresh, though, you'll be able to open it all over again. Oh my God! If you actually named it Theseus because you're technically the captain of the ship, just by paperwork, not even if not like actually as a party role or whatever. I can imagine Graff literally telling the story to the crew. You guys know the story of. All right, so anyways,
you ever heard of the ship of Theseus?
Let's get back to the game. So if there's nothing else you guys are doing here, you're gonna make your way back to the ship. You're fully loaded with your fuel. The way fuel works is whatever the ship's Mass Effect drive core is. 3 times that is the maximum number of FTL jumps that you can make before you run out of fuel. FTL jumps are just more or less when you do like the big travel, not sublight travel, which is within a system. It's the jumps either through a mass relay or from one system to the next and so on. So your ship has 6 fuel as the maximum weight if you want to keep track of that somewhere on the ship's character sheet. Back to the game. Your characters are going to get back into the ship. And for the first time for 2 of you, be on the ship as it starts to take off. Wade, you want to go ahead and roll me your piloting handling checky thingy?
Yeah, just to leave.
Yeah.
You want me to install the probe? I know
I
how
would
to.
probably have you look it over because this dude's like, my cousin made it, and it's like, well, that sounds sketch as fuck. Yeah, I'll take it, and he'll have you look it over so you can inspect it or something.
Yeah, as I say, is this essentially what I kind of ripped out?
The 2 different things you guys are talking about. Pat, the probe is 100% a probe. It's a normal probe. You're good to go. Roll an engineering check on the other thing.
Okay, is this the normal check?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Cool. So this other device, it is exactly what was suggested it is. It is both a something to supercharge the shields, but at the same time is experimental. So when you use this device, as part of using it, you roll a d20. Okay. If you roll a 2 to a 19, you actually double the shields of your ship. So the shields fully charge up and they double in value, going all the way up to a 16. Okay. From an 8 to a 16 or whatever they are for your ship. And they will hold that until you knock it below your normal maximum, and then the rules follow normal. If you roll a natural,
oh, go ahead.
If you roll a natural 20 on the roll, then you actually are able to triple the shields of the ship, which is awesome. If you roll a natural 1 on the roll, though, your shields no longer function. And for the next 1d4 rounds, your ship has as though power was drawn away from your guns and your speed temporarily. This is a Patreon given item.
To whom?
Why did they put that in there?
Was it given to the team or given to
They
me?
actually were being a little bit meaner. I was for the team. This is supposed to be a ship upgrade they were trying to do.
For 1d4 rounds, we're just sitting ducks with no shields, no weapons, and no engines.
You move slower and your guns shoot less
We're like
often.
dead in the water. Would Graff have told
Only
me
if you
what
roll
it did?
one. No, you figured this out with your 20.
Oh, so he said that his.
I would have told you what this
shielding.
dude claimed it did, and I told you to look it over. And then you're like, yeah, it does that, but also
I would have been like, well, it seems genuine. Unfortunately, there is some weird coding in this to where if we use it, there's a small chance it could divert power from the entire ship. But it's a very rare chance.
I love you, Crow.
all right, so
By my expertise, I don't think this would ever happen. Close.
All right. I mean, if you
Trial run, you guys are breaking atmosphere and start crashing.
Well, okay, question. In Mass Effect, is there a way for me to be able to test a lot of this equipment without actually like physically like testing it?
Yeah,
You know
well,
what
I mean,
Like,
yeah. You
are
can
there,
imagine like you more or less.
trials or like mock tests without actually flying the ship.
Yeah, so it's same as like in real life, you would do like
Simulations
like
is what I'm
is it
thinking.
yeah, exactly that, like simulations, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a systems diagnostics, right?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Which when you did that
While
test, you
he's
came
here,
to
I'm gonna do it like 5 times and be like, look, it doesn't seem to be having any negative effects. As you can see, very rare chance that something bad could happen. So by your standards, it's all like green, like nothing wrong.
for technical purposes, this counts as one of the mod slots to install this.
yeah, for the ship, yep.
And how long would it
goes-
take to install it as a mod?
Yeah,
Is
what
it
goes
just
into
a-
modding it?
So adding a mod I think takes one long rest. So literally it's like leave the next day and you're good to go.
Okay.
I can start installing it if you'd like, Captain. Gives you a wink.
He can do it while you're flying. Yeah. Actually, so you even have to leave the next day. My apologies.
My wink is very convincing. I have to turn my whole face and then wink because I look like a fish.
Yeah, just get it done if you think it's a good improvement. But that,
Aye, Captain.
just make sure that bad thing doesn't happen. Do what you
That'll
gotta
never happen. He'll turn around like kind of like wish you. So
All right.
effectively, it's going to be taking me kind of a long rest to install this.
Yeah. Which we're gonna get to travel and whatnot in a second. So Wade, so we're gonna take actually half a sec back in a second. But Wade, so your character is piloting out of here. Now that you understand this atmosphere better, because you know you're here, so on and so forth, you know that the atmosphere immediately over the city where you're staying, the ground compound is. The air up there is kept nice and smooth and clear and so on and so forth because of those laser beams I described a couple sessions ago, and how they literally break up the cloud by shooting, I don't know, ionizing the air or whatever it is it does. It breaks up the clouds so it stays nice and clear in sunny days. It's almost like living in LA over like the city that you are. Once you leave there, the rest of the planet has some pretty intense and violent storms, electrical storms, so on and so forth. Not constantly, but they happen pretty often. So if you're like coming and going from the city and you have like full clearance or whatever it is, like military grade clearance, which now you have because of what was previously done, you can always leave and enter the planet with a Corvette or smaller ship in the smooth area. If you didn't have that clearance, you would oftentimes have to like go elsewhere and deal with the rocky one. But you get to have a nice smooth one, and your piloting is absolutely pristine. So it's a nice, easy flight out of there. So whereas Krogan Paul thought that you were maybe your piloting wasn't as good as he had hoped, but he was kind of keeping it back beforehand, he can feel that it was actually the storms and not your piloting that made things rocky before. Everybody can experience the hot knife through butter. So smooth. All right, so as we're leaving the thing, we're going to get into travel times in half a tick. But I do want to talk about other rules real quick. If you guys want to go ahead and pull open the tool proficiencies PDF, I'm going to go ahead and put this inside of Twitch chat so that the PCs can look at this. Some of these proficiencies your crew members have. For you, Wade, you have vehicles. Doesn't one of these increase? No, or is it your navigation? Increases your ships.
Drive, yeah, that's the navigation.
Yeah, increases your ship's drive core by so much, right?
Mm-hmm. By 1. I think it's.
Where does it?
Let's see. Increase effective drive core class by 1 of the ships you navigate for.
I'm looking where it says it on here because remember everything updated, so I don't think it does that anymore because of how ships and timing and whatnot had to be balanced. I know Pat increases the ship's speeds.
I do.
I think you put nav on here, so.
Yeah, but that was probably before the final iteration was written. Once everything had to be rebalanced, once it was all done. I'm just looking here. Oh no, yes. This is not ship's nav. This is ship's nav for somebody with a pilot background specifically. Okay, so it does do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's part of my background. Then let me look at.
Yes. So that's from your background. It does increase the drive core effectively by 1. Perfect. What are your other proficiencies, Wade? So it's vehicles.
Piloting aerospace, piloting navigation, piloting land. I don't remember why I have piloting
Okay.
land, but I do. Did I get that? What did I get?
Yeah, I think you got an extra 1 from having expertise inside of your piloting, inside of the actual ship handling skill. All right, and then your Starship Systems navigation you have. This is for Uncharted course, which you're not currently doing. Reading star maps, you're not doing it. Okay, cool. What else does anybody here have? Does somebody here have Starship weapons?
Messy does, I think.
Messy, Pat, Rena.
No, I have regular weapons and EWS. I don't think any of us have starship weapons.
No.
Okay. So nobody can calibrate. We have no Garrus on the crew. Okay. And
My plan is to grab helm when I level up. I don't think anybody has helm right now either.
Messy, your harden ability. This is something that you probably would be doing during the travel time. You would spend 8 hours of work to harden your ship against sabotage attacks to increase the DC by 5 against the first time somebody tries to sabotage the ship. Okay. So I imagine you're literally going to be like more or less sitting there fiddling with the computers over the course of a bunch of hours.
Do I need to roll that?
No, it's actually an automatic thing. As long as you have the 8 hours, you automatically do it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It does say DC 10, but okay.
Wait, what is it? No. No, that's that DC 10 is for that's not the spend 8 hours of time thing that's above there. That's a separate one for while you're in combat.
Okay.
Yeah, it causes disadvantage. All right. What does Rena have? Can somebody open up her sheet and see what she has? And Pat, what do you have? Just drive?
Yeah.
Okay. So Pat, for drive.
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry. Well, I was going to say she has starship weapons.
Oh.
And she has SSC.
Starship system.
So starship weapons, the way that works is if she spends 8 hours of work, she can calibrate the ship's weapons. A number of starship weapons equals her proficiency bonus, so both the weapons, gaining a +2 to attack rolls with the ship weapons, which is really big. We already just mocked the combat, so we see how that goes. But it only lasts for 24 hours afterwards. So if you think you're going to be entering combat soon, she's going to want to spend time doing that. So it's something to plan as you're entering.
I apparently have starship weapons.
Cool.
Apparently. It's not on my character sheet on Roll20. I was like, I swear I got starship weapons. I checked on my N7 world character sheet and it is on there. So I'm just gonna add it as a tool for starship weapons.
So this is an important distinction for you, Pat, because you have starship weapons. When you were in the
starship system weapons.
Yep. When you were in the that mock combat on your turn, you didn't just make one attack. You were also allowed to make a bonus action second attack with the auto turrets. So just so you know, you actually could have made 2 attacks in your turns. I didn't realize you had that. Cool. And then she also can do something where to amplify sensors. With 8 hours of work, she can fine-tune the SSC to specifically seek out anomalies commonly associated with cloaking systems. And so this is like something that allows her to make it so that your ship's better finding cloaking systems. But that's not something you have to really worry about right now anyways. All right. Pat, with your drive core, you can overcharge drive cores 1 class higher than normal. Pat, you have it's a Starship System drive core. Or drive, sorry.
I don't have drive. I have Tinker's Tools Starship Systems.
Unless Starship System drive.
Do I?
Yeah, that's Starship System drive.
Okay.
Yep.
Do I also put that on my proficiency thing too?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. And finally,
Starship drive, you said?
Yes, but you have proficiency in engineering, but I don't think you have expertise, do you?
That's a check mark, right?
No,
check mark
proficiency.
just means proficiency.
If you have expertise, you'll have a higher
bonus.
I do not know.
No, he does not have expertise. Okay, because that would have changed something, but you don't. All right, that's fine. Cool. So pulling this back in, now that we have our tool proficiencies kind of like figured out and what it is you guys can do, Rena or Pat are going to want to fine-tune the ship's weapons. for 8 hours prior to if
I
there's
would-
a period of time we get
I
into
would
Really,
combat.
Rena,
probably-
because Pat's working on the other device, isn't he?
I mean,
Modding.
this is during downtime activity, so it could be
Yeah,
either way.
I would have.
sure.
I would have done it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that
So
an engineering role, or is that just a I
no,
lose
no, no.
8 hours?
You just lose 8 hours when you do it, which it won't be right now, anyways.
Okay.
All right, cool. So and that's why Garrus is always calibrating, is he's always ready for combat. He always is calibrating. All right, so Wade, you increase your ship's effective drive core by 1, and Pat, if he spends 1 tech point into the ship, he increases it by 1 more. And so if you look up this sheet here, which I posted into Twitch chat, this shows
How do
that
you
your
get
effective
Tech points back.
he was
resting?
long rest. Yeah, it's just like regaining spells.
So if you do that, so how does that work for flying? Because if he invests that, we fly, and it's like a long trek. Would he just have it back at the end of it anyway from the trip?
Yeah, yep. It's only really penalizing when you start to get really high. Like if his effective drive core was say 7, and travel is only like 3 hours, yeah, he's not getting that back. But like when your
Gotcha,
travels
okay.
are longer,
So
it
there's
doesn't
no
matter as
reason
much.
not to use it now. He should use it. Cool.
Correct. Unless because you can technically only make 1 long rest every 24 hours. So if there's you might be able, so like let's say you're doing 2 jumps in a 24-hour period, he'd only be able to rest once to get it back, not both times, right? Either way. So your effective drive core is going to be a 4, which means your travel between 2 celestial bodies within a system is 6 hours. But any FTL jumps, which is something between a relay jump, so between 2 clusters, or between 2 systems within a cluster, that is going to be 9 hours for you. So let's pull this back into the game. Wade, your character is going to spend this is just kind of figure out how travel time takes, because it takes time getting places.
I'm gonna pee really quick. I'll be right back.
So Wade, for travel time, you are going to be leaving the planet and going from the planet to the rim of the system. So that right there is going to be what is it? 9 hours. Plus, then you're going to jump from this system to the next one that actually has the FTL jumper inside of it. What the hell's that thing? A mass relay in it. So that's going to be
the Omega Nebula. Is that where that is? Is that what that symbol is?
Actually, let me drop this into the map so everybody can see what we're looking at. So if you actually highlight the Phoenix massing, which is where you are, you're technically inside currently the system. So there's 2 words here: cluster, which is these big circles with the lines between them, and systems, which is like a solar system, which has a star and a bunch of planets around it. And those are the names if you hover over one of the big circles. So jumping between different solar systems is an FTL jump, or jumping between one cluster and the next through a relay is an FTL jump. What clusters connect? When you highlight over a cluster, you'll see a little R, like a registered circle. That means where the relay is. So if you're hovering over Phoenix Massing, you're currently in Typhon, and you have to go over to Tasra before you can even use the relay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the first 9 hours of travel is to get from the planet of 8 to the rim of the solar system of Typhon. Then you do a 13-hour FTL jump between Typhon and Tasra. Then you do a 13-hour FTL jump to do a to go from Phoenix Massing to Pylos. Then you have to do a 13-hour FTL jump to get from what is it, Naprif over to Chrysaroy. And then finally, once you're in there, you're going to be doing a 9-hour travel over to the first planet or what have you that you want to check. Now, these 9-hour travels or these inside solar system from one celestial body to the next, generally speaking, just a rule of thumb, it's whatever it says on that PDF that I showed you. Sometimes planets happen to be passing by each other or from a planet to its moon or whatever it is. Those are going to be a little bit faster, but nothing crazy because you just don't travel at as high of speeds going short distances as you do. You know, it's not like you're on the highway and you hit your accelerator, you're going 85 and then you slam your brake. You're not driving a Rhode Island, right? You're you have to accelerate slowly and decelerate slowly because otherwise you go splat because G-forces are a thing even if the Mass Effect fields are protecting you. Cool. Awesome. So what does the one with the trademark mean? That's a great question.
Is
So
that what you were just saying?
sometimes, nope. This is something else. So something,
mind.
the trademark is for sometimes a system will have a secondary relay, a relay that exists in a system outside of where the primary relay is. Typhon has the big announcement that they made. Oh, I don't think I said this, huh? The big announcement that they made, the thing that you were trying to stop the assassination attempt at, was talking about how the Geth and the humans and the Quarians were working to create their own mass relay between the Perseus Veil and the Phoenix Massing, because that would be more beneficial for the Quarians and Geth involved. Now, while that relay is not properly functioning the right way, literally Wade's ship, even as souped up as he can, is too weak to actually be able to travel through that relay at any speed. It just can't do it. That relay does allow for communication of information to bounce back and forth insanely fast, literally allowing things like Geth, who are not physical constructs, but literally just software, they're programs, to travel between the relays over the course of hours. I'll repeat. Most people have to do multi-day jumps going around a circle, but the Geth can travel from A to B in hours because they are literally just a software program being uploaded. Cool. That's the trademark is for secondary relays. That's all. All right. So this total travel to get to the first celestial body, Wade, is being ignored for me because Roll20 hates me. Is this 57 hours in total? So realistically, considering the fact that you're literally traveling, hundreds of light years, 57 hours is a very short period of time. I'm also going to drop, there's a really cool map that somebody shared in the Mass Effect Discord. I'm going to share this inside of Twitch chat right now. I don't know who made this. Probably whoever it is, whose names that's inside the link. But this is literally the system that you guys are dropping into. It's a really good physical representation. If your mouse has a scroll wheel and you actually scroll backwards, you'll see that this will bring you into the cluster. If you scroll backwards again, you'll see that this will bring you to the Mass Effect galaxy. We're not using this map properly, though, because the connections are wrong. All right, back to that link. Which planet would your characters want to go and visit first? To know what planets are here, I just need a history check from all of the characters.
Woo! Top of the line so far, baby.
Man, I knew a lot before this. Oh, God.
Woo! I'm gonna roll luck just for fun. Okay, I'm at a 12, Scott.
Yeah, we're going to listen to the baby. Baby knows planets.
Cool. Awesome. So,
I'm sorry, I'm not a seasoned veteran.
I want to answer a question in chat before I answer your thing, Pat, because this actually pertains to you guys. So yeah, when you're in an FTL jump, not like a sublight travel, which is like an insane number of hours that Wade literally has to sit there and drive, or somebody else can, they can take turns, until you have an AI on the ship that can take over and run things for you. Sorry, not AI, VI or AI. When you're not in an FTL jump, somebody has to actively be handling the helm, actively be overseeing things, making sure things are correct, so on and so forth. When you do an FTL jump, he can actually kind of like walk away from the thing, and there'll be alarms that go off if there's something of concern. Cool. All right. So, Pat, with your 12, did you see the link in chat that I sent that starts off with Kezima?
Yes, I've got it open.
Cool. You can actually choose which planet you would want to go and investigate first. But I will say that
Out of
most...
the 5 there, or the 6th one that's like... Oh, no, I clicked on it. Oh,
I think
scrolled
one's
out.
the sun.
Well, no, there's one like out on the the furthest one.
Yeah, there's
If you
five
zoom out
total.
too far, you get a bunch of like cock rings. That's cool.
So any of the main 5?
Correct. Any of the main 5. And with your 12, I will just tell you for simplicity, Pat, that it's not going to be a gas giant. Like, you can avoid the gas giants and look at the rocky ones.
I could choose
instead.
any of these planets?
Yep, that you're going to suggest that, you can bring it to RP, or you can just say, hey, go to this one, Wade.
I'm going to just say Geis, or Geus. The Geis.
Sure, the one of the, oh yeah, I think that's a gas giant.
Giant ice
It
planet.
technically says giant ice planet, technically. So not a gas giant. Cool. So you guys are going to...
oh, wait, no, let's go to the ocean planet.
Theonax.
I'm looking. 3 of them are ice planets. That sounds pretty. Tidal lock. What does tidal lock mean?
Tidal lock means that it never like our moon. It never rotates.
Are we
It
looking
always
for a
faces the same
crash
direction.
in space or on the planet? I thought it was actually in space around it.
So you're going to go to a planet that's going to be kind of like where you pull yourself to, and then you're going to start scanning around. I'm just getting a base of operations.
I'm not
to
going to
start
go
with.
off my choice. I already said it. So I'm not going to go back.
We're going to Theonax,
Which one?
the ocean planet.
Guys, EUS, the ice planet.
Cool. So going to the giant ice planet. Awesome. So this is a giant ice planet. When you guys arrive at the
10 hours, bro. What the fuck?
Wait, they all say none of these are gas giants. The other one says giant ice planet too.
Oh, sorry. Well, none
3
of
of
them
them
are
say
gas
giant
giants.
ice planet.
That's fine. So you're coming over to this planet. So more or less, Wade, where you're pulling yourself into the inner part of this solar system. So he's just trying to bring you to like the middle part of the solar system, so you can jump around where you need to from here. So you're gonna bring the ship in here, and that way you at least have like a gravity well that you can kind of like lock into for the ship to stabilize and pull itself in. So this is going to Rena and Messi and everybody else as well. So pulling your attention back in. As the planet kind of like jumps into the system being, let me make sure I can actually pronounce it correctly. Chrysaroy. As you're pulling into the Chrysaroy, hey, Sasha! Thank you for the raid.
Hello.
What's up, Sasha?
Welcome.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Hello.
You should tell Brendan that we're playing a Mass Effect Dungeons and Dragons game. He would be so excited. But anyways, what's up, everybody? All right, cool.
Welcome.
So let me actually fix this overlay for you guys anyways.
Zill, there are no cats anywhere in the solar system. Thank you for your one.
Unfortunate.
Cool. So as you guys are kind of approaching this planet that's here, as you guys are approaching it, you're going to want to start scanning around. Now, there's multiple types of scans that can be done. You're probably going to have 2 different people doing it. One of them is to actually do a planetary scan. The other one's going to be do a scanning of the system itself, of like throughout Chrysaroy. So a planetary scan is done with a science check, technically. The rules are inside the book on that one. A short planetary scan takes about 8 hours. A full planetary scan takes 24 hours. If you want to use a probe, which might destroy it, it's only 1 hour. To do a full planetary scan.
Buddy. How funny would it have been? How funny
Dude, if I send that probe and you know it's going to break, what's the odds of it breaking? 50-50?
I think for you it's 50-50, yeah.
What are the odds if you don't have that? Is it like just guaranteed
It just breaks.
How much time
does
does
it
it
having
take to use a
probes? These
probe?
things seem fucking useless.
Because they can give you all the details about a planet
That's
without
why
the
I
DM being able
sold
to screw
it.
you over
It
in 1 hour.
sounds stupid.
No skill checks. It's an auto succeed in 1 hour.
I want to skip the ice planet. I want to send the probe to the ice planet. Y'all want to probe the ice planet?
Go for it.
Well,
Really,
I just got
Shepard?
this,
Probing Uranus.
Does that mean we get a lot of useful materials out of it from probing the planet, like Shepard does?
Potentially, yeah.
How do I roll a probe?
So if you're going to use the probe, it is a 50-50 shot.
Yes.
So you go ahead and do you want somebody else to roll, or do you want to?
Wait, what's succeed and what's fail?
It's up to
Depends on
Wade.
what
He
dice
gets
we
yours.
pick.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
Wait, we should have Bob pick and then we'll go with the opposite.
Have who pick?
Bob.
Bob.
Who's Bob?
Who's Bob?
Is
Is there a Bob in chat? Is he
No,
in
he's
chat?
not in chat.
I don't
You're saying
think-
because he's bad at coin flips. I get it.
Yes, he loses every coin flip, yes.
Oh, okay. I was
I
gonna
mean,
say
you're
like,
not wrong.
I don't think Bob was on Sasha's stream.
How
of the
many did
raid.
he lose in a row, Wade? How many?
At least
Spoiler
2.
alert, I think it was 14. But it was
How do
like
you lose 14 coin flips in a row?
it's
Yeah,
like a
we should pick.
0.002% chance or something crazy. And it went over several episodes. This might not all even be out yet. I don't know if I'm spoiling this.
Oh, sorry. What do you think Bob would pick?
Dude, he picked heads every time.
Okay, then it's tails. It's got to be.
It's
But
gonna
we're
be
not
heads.
flipping an actual coin, are we? But whenever I picked heads, it was a success. It's just whatever Bob picked was wrong.
You've been pretty lucky. You won a lot in Uno.
Okay, is Sasha still here? Sasha just rated. Sasha could roll us like a D4. We could say odds it works, or evens it fails.
Sasha's still here. And oh, cool.
Roll whatever dice you want. Odds it succeeds, evens it fails.
Do a
It's
D1
exclamation
billion.
point. exclamation point, D, and then either like 100 or 10 or 8 or 20.
Or 1 billion.
The ones, yeah. Just roll odd. Be an odd one.
Sasha is an odd one,
We need that.
but that's why we love her.
Dude, I just paid 12 grand for this thing. I need it to work once.
You got a half off. 1D1 Githane.
I don't think there's a D17. It has to be like 4, 6,
Do
8,
100.
10, 20, or 100.
Do 100. That's the fun one.
Well, there is a 1D69 actually.
Oh yeah, D69 would be in our favor. That'd be
47. Yeah.
You're my favorite raider of the night.
Yeah. Sasha Hippie, you're my favorite store on the Citadel. Wait, what?
My name is Lieutenant Graff, and Sasha Hippie is my favorite raider on the Citadel. Did I do it right?
Awesome. Yeah, yes, close enough. Close
I want
enough.
that to be
Perfect.
left in the clip, so like after he says it, he'd like you hear, "Did I do it right?" And that's like where the ad ends.
Awesome. So where is Rena as well though? So there's also scans that can be done and like the scanning out inside the system itself. So this is going to be a perception check to scan like the greater beyond.
And I roll science as well because Nav gives me some bonuses when I roll science on this.
Oh my god. my rolls
What
suck
bonuses
today.
does it give you?
It says your experience navigating the galaxy gives you additional insight when scanning planets. Further probes you send have a 50% chance of survival. So if I scan, I get additional insight. I think
Oh,
no
sure.
matter
We're in
what.
battle night too, so
Cool.
we together.
Doesn't matter. I get additional insight with my 6, right? That's what
So
you told me.
anyways-
You told me when I took this, you said additional insight means additional insight.
It does when you succeed. So
Oh, you bitch.
Oh shit!
You told me even if I fail. You said those were your words when I took this shit. I was
didn't
like,
say
oh,
even
I'm
when
really
you
bad
fail.
at some of this, and you were like, well, it says you get additional stuff.
You learned why you failed. No, so let's push through this real quick. So Rena first, and then I'll go to Wade because he gets more information. Rena, in scanning the greater beyond that's here. First and foremost, one of the things that you're going to pick up that's kind of exciting is that there is no signs of any Reaper remnants, Reaper signals, Reaper anything whatsoever inside this system. So you don't have to worry about, God forbid, Reapers picking up your signals, wanting to come for you or anything like that. This being effectively a dead system, there's nothing to be concerned about here. So that's the big thumbs up that you get with your 14. The other thing you do pick up is that there is a good amount of what's the word I'm looking for here? Debris that happens to be floating around. Now that debris at first, you're just like, okay, sure, every solar system has a ton of debris, but you kind of have to see what its composition is, so on and so forth, like a basic idea whether or not it has like a cloud around it because it's floating closer to the sun, blah, 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 blah. And eventually you're actually able to pick up signatures that suggest that there was, what's what I'm looking for here? Combat that happens not too far away from where you are. So you in the system are on the planet of Geas. You're on the planet of Geas, which is...
Oh, it's Juice.
No, it's Geas. So you're on the planet of Geas, and what you're picking up there is you don't see anything happening around this planet specifically, but actually there's remnants of like space debris, like ship combat, that probably would have happened closer to Nidus. So you're like, okay, well actually Nidus itself might be where we want to look to, or at least it's closer to there, is where we see the ship combat. Wade, however, did drop the probe, but it only takes an hour, which isn't long, for it to start searching around inside of Geas. Now, Wade, when the probe comes back up, you're able to pick up a whole bunch of details. So again, 1 hour of normal searching, not including using a probe, normally tells you basic geography, composition of the atmosphere, so on and so forth. So you scan up all that data. An 8-hour scan normally, again, you get all this in an hour. You can find out things like major environmental hazards, whether or not like how strong exactly the gravity is, the full atmosphere composition for whether or not it's poisonous, and so on and so forth, including things like geothermal activity, like are there earthquakes that we have to worry about, tectonic plates to worry about, volcanoes, so on and so forth. And a full 24-hour scan also tells you about like what kind of creatures inhabit it, where they are, also if there's any materials of value that you might be able to pick up there. So in your 1 hour wait, you pick up all that information and you find out there is 0 inhabited life forms on here whatsoever. There's no life forms here. But ...
There's hope for you yet.
I just have
So
to
we
find
can
the
live
spot.
here on this ice ball. That sounds miserable.
I would love to.
We'll
Thank
leave
you for
here.
asking.
Enjoy it.
Hey,
Time for new party member.
I'm trying to find out where
I'm a
the
great party member. and
We'll
you
come
know
back in
it.
16 years for you and give you a task to prove that you're
Okay.
still smart.
Thank you, Dad. I'll wait for you to come back with the milk.
Yeah,
Storm
I'll give you
pineapple.
milk.
Remind me where it is that the shit is for when you scan a planet for shit. Is that the finances? Cost of things?
The milk's all the way in another system, but we'll be back with it soon.
Okay. I'll
We
wait
just gotta
right
go over to
here.
the Panda Express. Or wait, what does it say?
I'll wait
Pangea
in this
Expanse.
spot.
I
And
thought it said Panda Express. It's Pangea Expanse. My bad.
I'll excitedly wait for your return. I'll wait in this exact spot, not move. I'll wait.
Yeah, do you want some orange chicken from the Pangea Express?
Pangea Express. Wow.
G Express.
I'd love some.
You got it.
Sorry, Storm Pineapple. Where is it that when you scan a planet for resources, I cannot find where in the goddamn website it is? Help me. Save me from myself.
We're gonna be filling up our cargo bays with all the cool resources that the pro brought back.
Well, it doesn't bring it back. It identifies them, and then you can go and
They
collect them.
brought
if
it
you want
back
to
for
anytime.
Shepard. That was 20 years ago.
He has a point.
Shepard had a more advanced ship than you.
That's rude.
Yeah, but it's like 20 years old. That thing's outdated.
Yeah, your ship's 35 years old.
Okay, so we
Um,
had like a 1995 Viper.
What you're saying
Dude.
is anything above 35
2023
years old, Scott, is
Corolla
outdated?
comparable. You know that what that car didn't even have, Scott? Bluetooth. So it doesn't matter. If it's that old, it's outdated.
Didn't even have Bluetooth. Under the vehicle rules. Okay, let me look at the vehicles. Rules, vehicles. Where is it under vehicle rules? Travel, maybe? Should we go to starships, variant rules. Mining and probing. Yay! Here we go. There we go.
This is
Okay,
fitting.
cool.
I got probed today. It was great.
Awesome. So,
You.
Wade.
I had a surprise physical.
So Wade, this is your first time probing a planet, so we're gonna go
It
ahead
is.
and say
Be
that this is a rich world. Ask somebody to roll a d12 for you.
Me.
Ooh.
I did it.
I'm gonna pick Cash, Thundering Lizard. After you roll for us, we cool.
We cool.
Oh yeah. Roll a d12 for us.
Get it done.
We want high or low? I'm assuming we want high.
Yeah, higher. Higher is better. It's how many units you get. Oh, does the d12 not work? No! God damn it. I blame Roz. She should have made this on Nightbot forever ago. So I'm sorry that Roz
Automatic
sucks.
win. I agree. I think that's an automatic 12.
I think that's how the rules work. Crazy.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, Roz.
I'm so loyal to the DM. Scott, this is all Roz's fault, that piece of shit.
Well, I mean, the shoe fits. All right.
What's that called? What's that
exclamation point,
syndrome called? Where
D12.
like you, God. Like you get to like
All right, go ahead.
love your
Go ahead
kidnapper
and-
or whatever. What the fuck's that called?
You can Stockholm syndrome. Go
Stockholm
ahead. You
syndrome,
can roll.
remember.
You can roll it now.
All right, Cash. D12. Not the rest of you fucks. 9.
9. Yeah, sweet. All right, so that's gonna be 9. And again, it's your first time doing it, so I'm gonna be super nice here, and I'm gonna say that even though it doesn't make sense for your level, I'm gonna make an uncommon element. you're going to find 9 units of, we'll say it's iridium here. 9 units of iridium. Each unit is worth 250 credits. So it literally drops down there. It comes back an hour later. An hour later, it sends a scan up and says, hey, it can collect for you if you want to give it 1 more hour, 9 units of iridium. Rena, if you want to use that time while it's collecting it for you, you can go ahead and do another scan.
Okay.
Can I?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, Pat, do you want to, actually, Rena, you can, you probably wouldn't do that right now. Yeah, you just do the scan. Are you happy with your 17, or do you want to modify that one too?
Ooh.
Okay. 19's beautiful. So, Pat, Wade, you want to write that down somewhere in your ship? You have 9 units of iridium, and it's worth 250 credits each. Cool. And just so you know, you don't really get screwed. You just have to go to a planet where they will take that from you. So backworld planets won't get that, but if you go to Omega or a Citadel system or anything like that, Wade, automatically you can sell it for its value. No dice checks, no anything like that needed. You just have to go to a planet or a system or a platform, whatever it is, that's wealthy enough that it makes sense, and they will just buy it from you at face value, no DM screwing you over. Only way I'll screw you over is if I steal it from you. All right, if you've ever played Elite Dangerous.
Is iridium useful for anything other than selling in our?
All of this in this game, it's all just for selling.
Okay.
You find or
250 credits each.
Correct, of the 9. Yep. So Rena, back to you. With your 19, that's beautiful. That's a great check. So you were able to find out, not only were you able to find out the details about kind of what's being broken there, so on and so forth. You can actually find out that of what was being broken there's actually an entirely derelict ship that's there, and a full-blown derelict ship that's there. And with a quick scan of the ship, you can tell that it's Batarian in design. So with a full-blown derelict ship, that means that whatever the Batarians attacked and took down, or whatever the situation may be, they at least destroyed one of their, if there's more than one, they destroyed at least one of their pursuers along the way. So that's good news, at least at first. We're near the ship. It's going to be over near that planet that I mentioned beforehand. So bring it back to RP for you guys, what you guys want to do.
I guess I just don't know what that means. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying that, and so I'm like, what does that mean in terms of what we're looking for here, the artifacts and stuff? Because I thought that the Batarians were also looking for these Prothean artifacts. Is that right?
Yep. So there was an organization, their criminal organization technically, called the the Eclipse. So Eclipse commandos were paid by your friendly group to transport goods from A to B for your group. The Batarians, which is a race, but also commonly known to be pirates, so we're just calling the racial name as opposed to the organization name because they're probably not part of an organization. The Batarians attacked the Eclipse people and took down their ship, trying to take their goods. You're trying to find out either A, where the goods are, or B, where you can find them so you can return them to your organization. When you looked across the area and saw a scan, you beforehand saw the details of a battle on a different planet. It's like, okay, that's probably where we want to be, not this one. That's fine. We'll go there instead. But then with your second scan, you were like, oh, there's actually a whole derelict ship. Do you know what I mean when I say derelict ship?
No. I don't know.
It's
Okay,
kind of
cool.
like an abandoned or big ass ship.
It's destroyed. It's like
Oh.
there's no life sign. There's likely, you have to get closer to do a proper scan, but there's likely no life signs or anything like that on it. It's like a defeated ship
Just
listing around in
abandoned
space.
is how I've always seen it.
Could
Which is
have
cool.
useful stuff on it. It could have the artifact we're looking for, or clues.
Could be a trap.
I mean,
It's
it's
a
worth
trap.
looking into.
Yeah.
It's a
Do you
trap.
watch? Did you ever watch Firefly or no?
Mm-mm.
I love season 3.
Wait a minute.
Best opening episode. The best thing in the opening. It literally just shows them stealing from a derelict ship. It's how they open the series. It's so cool. Anyways, this show's disappointing and it doesn't
We
matter.
cool.
So back to you, Rena. So your derelict ship is what you pick up that's over there. So you can, now that you understand. Oh, and that means that they destroyed at least one of the Batarians. So if there was only one Batarian ship, they killed the people following them and then crashed. If there's more than one, they at least took care of one of them for you. So Wade was asking about how tough the ship that you're going after was. Apparently decently tough. All right, go ahead.
She'll say, Is this something they can see too? Like, can I show them, or am I just gonna have to describe it to them?
So you can kind of like you describe it, but you also pull it up on your holo display.
Okay. It seems like you've got a couple of answers to your questions about their ships, Graff.
Oh,
Doesn't
there's
seem
one
like
down there?
Yeah, just here, and she points it out. Seems like there's no one around though, and it's pretty abandoned. Like there's no signs of life.
Could still be some
Definitely-
useful intel or something on it. Maybe we should check it out.
There could
That's
be
what I was
lots of
thinking.
good. There could be lots of good junk on that ship that I can use.
It couldn't hurt.
This planet, do we know if this planet's safe for us to go down and like walk on? Is this breathable and shit?
Which
It's
planet are you
icy.
referring to?
The one that has this derelict ship. Is the derelict ship on the planet or is it in space? I imagine it was
The
crashed
only-
on the planet.
The only one that she's found so far, the Batarian one in question, is in space. The planet that's in question is Nidus, and you guys do not have details about Nidus yet because you haven't gone over there to do a quick scan or a long scan or
I
whatever.
thought we were still on Juice.
You are still on Juice. Nidus is the planet that has the orbiting derelict ship.
Oh, okay. So she scanned she was really scanning. I thought she was just scanning this atmosphere again. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She was scanning space while you were going for a planet.
All right. Well, let's let the probe come back and we'll head over to Nidus and check it out.
All right.
Good find.
Cool. Your ship can hold what is it, 6 cargo, if you will. I think that every 10 resources you find should count as 1 cargo, Wade. So you have 9/10 of 1 cargo being used up. But either way, cool. So you guys are going to leave from here and you're going to head over to Nidus. Along the way, you're going to stop by the derelict ship, obviously. Pat, this is where I have to turn my attention to you, sir.
What do you
to
need
increase to increase the speeds of your ship's travel time, you would have to spend one of your spells. All of your characters have had a bunch of long rests. Everybody's full up on all of your spells, so on and so forth. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't care as much because you regain spells as a short rest, don't you? You motherfucker. You will always do this because it only takes you 1 hour and you can infinitely short rest in a day.
Yep.
Ah!
Cool.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Tash mentioned you wouldn't like this.
Oh, I forgot about that. Because Tesh, I'm like, I stole some of your spells. And he's like, I have more. And you're like, I have infinite. So,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Moving on.
I could just go take
So-
a nap and be good to go.
Yeah. These guys rubbed one out. I'm feeling all right. So, yeah, you guys are going to do that jump. It's about a 6-hour travel to get from the planet you're on over to the planet that you're heading to. But you're going to cruise past that derelict ship along the way. So, as you're cruising past it, do you guys
We're
want to do
stopping
like a
there.
quick...
Yeah.
You stop at the yeah. You guys want to do a proper scan of the
You
ship?
stopping at
or-
the AMPM?
Yeah,
You
let's
guys
do it
want Slurpees? I'll grab snacks.
I don't think
But
you're
yes,
grabbing them.
yeah, we should scan the ship.
Cool.
I agree.
So let's do a scan. Now that you're up close and you're not just like scanning the great beyond, when you move from like a perception, it goes down to an investigation check. So who wants to oversee the investigation check in this? And Rena, I want to look
think I
at
have the
you real
lowest.
quick. You might have the lowest, but I think you have special abilities being SSC.
I have a
You can-
+2.
You can
Yeah, plus
recognize
1. Oh, go ahead.
you can recognize sensor anomalies, Rena, with your investigation because you have Starship SSC proficiency, don't you?
Yes.
If we can access the ship's logs, I get additional insight looking at the logs.
You have to go onto the ship to do that.
Is it hard to spacewalk in this? I don't know if they do that much.
You have the umbilicus. The umbilicus, the way that it works, is
We do have one, don't we?
yes. The way that umbilicus works, it's kind of like a twofold thing. One, it's like a space bridge, so it's like more or less has like a talon or a suction cups or magnets, whatever it is that like attaches onto another ship. That then you can either because it's the airlock, you can then hack your way into their airlock and breach a ship that you're attacking, or literally use something to cut through the hull of a ship and breach a ship that you're attacking. Or if it's not an attack thing, just kind of like connect and you're good to go, just like docking with each other. The other thing, Wade, that an umbilicus is it's the tethers that you have when you go on spacewalks. It's a smart tether, so it connects to your suit providing for you atmosphere off of your
Wirelessly, bro.
connects to
You've
your
got
suit,
Wi-Fi.
providing for you like atmosphere and whatnot, so you don't have to use your like internal limit yet. And it also can have like, it's not like you're just floating around. You have to try to orient yourself. You can like use it to like harden and soften in the ways that it needs to accurately move you to where you need to go as it attaches to you up to a short range. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would use that to go check out. Well, after we scan, I wouldn't go right to the ship, but after we make sure it's like not about to blow up.
The pilot just dives out the front door. Don't forget your helmet. All right. Who wants to do the investigation check to scan?
I've got a 13.
I have a 12.
Well,
Wait, no,
that's
it's a
my
4.
passive. I guess I've got a 3 as a regular.
I have a +4, but if you get the extra ability from doing your scan, you could I assist?
So the way that aiding works for you to give the other person advantage is that both people in question have to be proficient for one to give the other one the advantage on the roll.
Well, I'm proficient in investigation.
Is Rena?
No, I'm not.
Answer is not yet. Okay,
I am.
Cool. Cool. Then why don't we have the two of them roll? Who wants to lead? Does anybody have any special abilities?
No, but I have a +4.
Investigation.
Messi has no bonuses for him. Oh, he does. Actually, he does. Messi, do you have starship weapons?
I do.
No, that's Rena.
Oh, never mind. Haha.
I
I
do.
only have EWS. Which
Pat does.
Wait, what do you have, Messi? What starship system do you have?
EWS. Only the
Oh, there's
electronics,
investigation.
which isn't. Yeah, but it's not going to work on a
Malicious
ship that's
code.
not on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I get bonuses when looking at logs, flight patterns, ship logs.
Yeah, so nothing useful now. Okay. So you want to have the two of you, whoever's better, roll with advantage, and then Rena on the side, you should roll
4,
1,
right?
2.
+4, yeah. Is that more?
I've got a 3, so yeah, you should do it with advantage.
Okay.
And Pat's gonna sit in engineering and be ready to fire up the ship if need be for
Alright,
combat.
Zill.
Here we go.
That's all.
Oh,
Can I still?
Jesus. You almost double one to that.
I almost double won that.
Do you wanna luck that? Man, fucking
I
Messi.
miss it. I missed when Scott rolled
Yeah,
for
I'll
Messi.
look
You
it.
did well.
I know.
12.
Oh, look, there's his other one. Rita, you
Well,
gonna
that's
roll
a
your
15,
investigation
right?
for me?
Is it an investigation or am I doing my
Whoa.
SSC?
Oh, I highlighted
It is
you had 4 luck dice
it is
left, not that you
investigation
rolled a
check
4, you rolled
and
a 1.
SSC and weapons apply to
God
this.
damn it.
So you just roll the normal
Yeah.
skill, and if you succeed, you get extra shit.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't remember how I thought before I had.
just
it set
click
up where I could
investigation.
Click it.
Yeah, and I told you to delete all that crap because it didn't matter.
Mm.
Hey, you're already better than Messi. Do you want to luck as well to do even better than Messi?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rena with the eyes.
17.
All right. We're gonna call you. We're gonna call you Rena Dark Eyes. No,
No, that's wrong.
Li-
no.
Lady,
different nickname.
Lady Rena Dark Eyes.
No.
No?
No, that's
Lady
the
Rena
wrong
Big
one.
Axe.
We'll call you
Whoa, whoa.
Rena
Oh.
Dark
Hello?
Side.
Hey, I just realized, Rena. Not only did you do that, but you also did this.
What?
Are you looking at the stream?
Are you sword fighting?
What? Oh, nice. That's perfect.
Like what the fuck?
It's great. So you should leave that there. I was overdue on an insult for you too, so I meant to roll it there.
I meant to put it that. I meant to hide that. Sorry. I was like, I'm gonna flip mobs so they can't see. Oh,
Oh man.
I'm kind of dumb. All right, back to you, Rita. So, Rita, with your investigation check, you're going to find out quite a few bits of details. Let's start off with your ship weapons thing. And Pat, this is something that had you rolled investigation. I don't know what your skill is on it, but what is your skill
I'm
on
gonna roll for fun.
it? Sure. What's it for? Fun check.
Sure. I have a 12.
Go ahead.
Boop.
Woo! All right.
Glad
So,
I didn't
anyways,
roll.
Rena, so for your ship weapons thing, one of the things that you're going to be able to find out by the details here is whatever ship attacked this one to break it apart, to destroy it, none of the damage that they did to the ship was hit any of the, like, it hit no critical systems. Like, they definitely did not shoot out this ship and destroy it by putting huge holes in the hull. Like, is there damage to the hull? Yes. But definitely not damage placed in any particular locations that suggest that that would be what caused the death of the ship. That's what you can pick up kind of like with your additional insight from the weapons. Broken, empty, nobody alive in there, so on and so forth, whatever, but not because it was punctured through. With your SSC, you also get some more additional details. Oh, cool. So the additional details that you get on this one actually tells you that what they ended up doing was they took out life support, and then despite the fact that life support was taken out, and you can actually see that the airlocks are open. So damaged, and the airlocks are open. Yeah, and life support was disabled. But the rest of the ship is actually intact. Now, as for what kind of ship it is definitely a Batarian pirate ship. We're talking absolute trash hobbled together with other. It honestly looks like something that Strix would be like, would be embarrassed to call together. Like, he's like, I'm proud you can make it work, but this is shit. You know?
Nonsense. I'd be
What's it
excited
sell
to
for?
use it all as scrap.
This thing sell for at least like 10 million credits.
No.
I mean, if you were to fly it somewhere, it probably would not sell for very much whatsoever. It might be able to ripped apart for scrap parts that you can sell somewhere if you wanted
what
to.
I want? No, sell? Huh. I use
But
it.
the ship
Well,
is
now
not
you
much
care
bigger.
about keeping shit.
The ship is not much bigger than yours, and honestly, it is. The various parts of the different ships each individually have seen better days before they were put together and saw better days. So it is not in great
You know, the
shape.
song "I've Seen Better Days" was worth a lot. So maybe the ship.
I've
is
seen better days. That one.
That's the one.
You
That's
convinced
the
your DM in better ways.
Great. So we're rich.
All right. Rena, that's the
I-
information that you're able to get from the scan. Intact,
Cool.
but fucked.
All right. She relays that and says, well, I know how they died. I suppose the good news is that the ship is relatively intact. Though probably best to just kind of take it for scrap.
Well, first let me
Parts.
get on
She'll
there
look
and
to
see if I
Strix.
can boot it back up. Get anything about the logs? Maybe there's information on what they were after or where they were
You want me
going.
to see if the engines are working?
As long as we can just get power to the helm, that should be enough.
And really want to just search the ship itself to see if any of the artifacts are on board.
Let's take a look. Scott, I want an umbilical cord over to go try to boot it up and look at the.
How many people can go at once?
Three.
The
I think we have 3.
I was gonna say the umbilicus I think can hold maximum 4 people normally, like as a normal boarding
really?
party. Bigger ships can do more. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. If you're doing the corded style, I think. Is there something that says less than that in there, Pat? Am I wrong?
No.
It says.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it just says umbilicus, then 3 customization slots. That's separate.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, there's a 3, but it's not next to umbilicus. It's for the customization slots. Which
Ignore
I guess
me.
we should change to 2 and add that one thing on there, shouldn't we? We can do that after stream.
Good night, Delta. Cool. So
night.
you are going to who's gonna go over then? So Wade,
I wanna go over.
Pat.
I'll be going over to get.
I feel like we should leave someone in the ship to do ship stuff. And I feel like we should leave the pilot, but if Graff wants to go,
I mean,
get-
we're not
I can
going to
get good
move
information
the
from
ship.
looking
It's just
at-
going to be
Well, danger
like,
could come.
hooked
Like
up to
this
the-
could be sitting here and someone might be like, "Oh, hey, look," and then come over here. So
I'm going
Yeah,
just to
good
get
point.
the ship powered on.
for sure.
Missy Archer,
Okay.
backup pilot.
well, I have a high
He's
dex.
Dexy.
That's all I have.
Oh, you don't
But-
have proficiency.
well, why
We're
don't you
getting
stay on
the
the
ship
ship
on.
if you've got nowhere? Do you have any reason to go over?
Well, if we get the ship on, I could look through the logs.
Wait, me too. What do you have that does that?
EWS would let me hack into their systems.
Yep.
If I'm reading that right, let me go back.
Yep. Though
In-
Messy,
insight
you
would-
can technically do that once the
Yeah.
systems are turned on. You can actually do that from here because that is a ship to ship
Okay.
thing. Yeah,
Okay,
you
then I'll
actually
stay
are allowed
here.
to do that from here. Yeah. But Rena, I don't know if is the value to Rena going? Is there a reason that you want, maybe you just want to, or do you have an ability that allows you to?
No ability, but I feel like she would want to be hands-on and like go and check it out. So
In case the artifact or something else is over there, I guess she'll be looking. She'd
For
be
sure.
actually searching the ship while I'm
Yeah.
trying to boot it up, and if there's any issues, I guess Strix will be helping me boot it up.
Cool. Cool. I mean,
But
bringing
I'll stay behind on the
a bionic
guns
with you is good.
until the ship's online. Then I'll start hacking it.
Cool. Awesome. So you guys go over. Everybody puts on your. I mean, you usually when you're on your ship, anyways, you walk around with your armor on, just not your your helmet. And so everybody's gonna go and put their helmet on, make sure everything's like air sealed. Grab up your weapons, attach them to your hard points, get the various other bits of equipment that you need, and then you're going to attach the umbilicus to the back of your thing. And so the cool thing about the umbilicus is when you guys actually go to your airlock and you close it behind you, decompress it, then the thing opens up in front of you. You actually control the umbilicus through your Omni tool on your suit because again, it's a smart device. So you you literally have this thing, so it grabs you and it just starts like moving like a cord and bringing you to where you want to go, almost like you're a GI Joe and there's a hands hoisting you around. So you are able to make your way, or unless you want to straight up attach to the airlock and like hard dock onto them. Do you want to individually spacewalk over, if you will, or do you want to hard dock ship to ship? Hard dock is definitely safer for like being able to return. There's no chance of being lost in the vacuum.
Harder to like leave quickly, right? In case something comes up.
Yeah, you definitely have to break the umbilicus. Not like break like it's broken. Like you have to release it to fly away. Yeah.
I guess we can hard dock. That should probably leave up to Graff, since he is the pilot.
Which one would be easiest for us to get out of here quickly if something goes wrong?
You could get back to your ship quicker if you're docked to one another, but then you have to break the dock. The other one, at your level, it'd probably be harder to return via the umbilicus, but you don't have to worry about separating from the other one. So getting back to your ship, dock is easier. Flying away once you're back, the other one's easier.
How hard is it to undock?
If you don't care about breaking your umbilicus, pretty easy. If you care, you just make a check. This is vehicle handling.
Okay. Well, we don't have crit fails, right? So I wouldn't just automatically fail with a 1.
Yeah, what's your skill?
7. So the
you have to roll
8.
Yeah, you have to roll a 3 or higher. Wait, what did you say?
I said the least I can roll is an 8, so I'd have to have an 11.
Oh yeah. Yes, you have to roll a 3 or higher for a 10. So that's a 90% chance of success.
Otherwise, it breaks. How expensive are those?
You just fix it with skill checks or what have you, or technically,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we can hard dock then. That's fine.
Cool. The thing is like that's if you're just trying to like leave quickly. The other penalty to hard docking, so it doesn't feel like I'm trying to trick you or anything. Let's pretend the other ship got turned online. Like let's pretend like it was a trap, and the other ship intentionally went online and just starts turning on its thrusters to fly opposite direction from you to like bend, and that could cause the stresses not to just be on the umbilicus. That could send stresses back to your ship as well and cause like structural damage to your actual ship.
Gotcha.
But considering you did a scan,
that,
there's no life signs.
We should make sure the thing's in park before we.
Yeah, exactly. So again, so you don't think I'll like try to hide anything. Awesome. So you're gonna hard dock. Go ahead, Wade. It's just a DC 10 piloting check to do so. Don't Kyle this. Oh, God. For a second, I was like, he's gonna Kyle this thing. Cool.
You said it as I clicked it. I was like, if you jinx me, I swear.
Umbilicus is not a word I'll ever get used to being tossed around so much. Do we have a better word? It's the word
umbilicus for the rest of us.
It's the word they use in dark matter, and I won't lie. The first time I read it, I was like, "Is that what I think it is?" Because it's fucking weird. But now I kind of like love it. So I think it's pretty funny.
How we feed our baby ships.
Hey Pat, after your child is born, are you going to save the umbilicus?
If they give it to us.
Just gotta bring it home. Let's put it in my fridge.
Adler and I have talked about making like a baby book of like the clip and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's
Good
also
shit.
there's like I remember
We-
Rory was.
Good.
Oh, you.
All we were gonna do is like if they do give us all that is we were gonna put it like on a frame, and then to preserve it from like decaying or whatever is we would like resin it so that it just kind of stays like that kind of as long as we can keep it. But we want to keep like her tag and like the
Yeah.
clip if we can, and a baby picture. And
Are you gonna keep the baby too? Or are you gonna like put that in the book?
no,
Oh no, no,
that's
no,
side
that's
of the road.
yeah. Of course.
We have a garden now. We're gonna get a chicken coop.
Yep.
There.
You put the baby in the chicken coop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. What was I saying? So yeah, I remember when Rory was born, the doctors gave us pamphlets to offer us all different ways to cryogenically freeze the umbilical blood for like shit to do in the future. They're like, yeah, you could do all sorts of stuff with this. I was like, oh yeah, like what? They're like, well, lots of theoretical stuff, but the science will be there when you need it. And I'm like, so what's the point of it? Oh, because it's like, omnipotent cells. I'm like, but can't we just make totipotent cells with like skin cells? And they're like, okay. And so I didn't spend the ridiculous amount of money to do that. So,
Boo! Go back.
oh, I should just, hey, do you still have that in the bin?
What if they are? What if they're just waiting there for you to come back and get it?
The same person still sitting in the office. Their beards all grown out. They look all like red eyed. Like,
I know he'll regret this. One day he'll be back. They always come back. That's a great story, guys. Thanks for telling me. I'm going to dock now.
oh, all right, cool. So you guys attached to the dock because their system's shut offline. The cool thing is, Pat, this is actually not an electronics check. It's an engineering check for you to go over and more or less pop open their airlock.
Is it normal?
Yep, normal. Unless you want to spend more time, Awesome. Sip. You go over and more or less you just knock free like a panel. You cross a couple of wires, whatever it is, put a jolt in there of energy, and then all of a sudden there's like, and you go over as a Krog and you just kind of like, and you push open the airlock so it's open.
I feel like that would have been a strength roll then.
No, you had to do the engineering first.
Engineering,
has
I
a-
push two buttons and it would open like a Jedi.
No, that's electronics. So anyway, so
Also
you
engineering.
so you go over and the inner airlock is completely open because, like I said, the thing was vented. So the inner airlock door is open because the vents to decompress from there are open as well, but that's too small for you to see or whatever. Anyway, so you guys are able to now board the ship. This is not a particularly large ship. It's only slightly larger than yours, and you saw how small yours is. So as you're going in, I imagine you're like kind of like a, Wade, I should say. Your character is military trained, and Rena's character is military trained, and Pat's character is a Krogan. So imagine you're like, okay, going in, you're checking corners. Rena's character's got like biotics up, and she's like getting ready to grab something as it comes out. And Pat's character, correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, is just like, doof, 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 doof. Hey, nobody's here.
Yeah.
Oh, I need this.
I would be walking around not really like I would be weapon ready, but I wouldn't really be worried. I would be looking, like you said, for like shit on the ground and like, if there's anything on a bench or on a table that looks.
Well, also, Graff would ask you to, like I said, make sure that they didn't leave any traps or anything behind us. If I boot this puppy up, I don't want it to take off or explode.
Cool. That's investigation checks from everybody.
I was gonna ask for one, so this is cool.
Messy, can you choose somebody in chat to roll me a D100? Cool. So with your investigation checks walking around, you guys are pretty confident that there are no traps that were specifically left behind for you guys. But Strix, you do actually, when you head by the engineering area, tried to go over and see what's kind of loaded up. One of the things that you notice is not that they intentionally put a trap there, but instead what happens is they just like the way that they have the engine put together, it's not an intentional trap. It's if you power this thing up too quickly, just like flick on the power, there's a chance it's literally gonna have a blowout. And like we're talking like a small like a leak would start happening there. You get blasted by radiation and whatnot. It's like a genuine concern. You're gonna have to, because you don't know the correct sequence, you're gonna have to
The
make an
moment
engineering
that I
check
would
to load it
find
up
that out,
correctly.
I would immediately hail everybody on a radio because I imagine we're all like different parts of the ship at this point. And I would just, we don't need to do RP over it. Storm hit a 50, by the way.
Yeah, I saw. Lame.
Okay. So I would rebuttal what Scott just said over a comm to everybody that's on the ship.
Can you fix it?
Can I fix it, Scott? Would I know with time if I'm not
It's an
rushing
engineering
this?
check, I
Can I?
think.
Can I?
You can
skip-
load
can I
it.
fix
You can load it up with an engineering check. As for fixing it, so it doesn't have a
Well-
leak in the future, that's going to be taking days and checks and blah, blah, blah. But you
With
can load up
time,
the ship
yes,
What I
without a
meant was
problem.
loaded up. I didn't mean fix. I meant loaded up properly.
Oh, load it up properly.
So basically, just make the engineering check to make sure that we don't get blasted with radiation.
I can try.
Love your confidence.
Cool.
Damn, 13. Well,
Yeah, 13
Dude,
works.
block
You
me.
actually are able to load it up.
I can tink 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 try. You'll hear me like kind of like grunting, like as you like hear me like trying to fix things. Like I think I got this. I think it's working. I think I loaded it.
Confidence is overwhelming. Let's find out. So
Okay.
we slowly boot up the ship.
Yeah, so you do exactly that. You booted up the ship, and so it's slowly coming online. Power's coming online, so on and so forth, including the lights coming up on here. So as you guys are walking around, looking to see what you see, while Pat, you do find that there. Rena, one of the things that you notice, kind of looking for life or whatever here, you notice there's 0 living people. Not a single living person is on the ship. So I guess maybe the airlock was actually popped at one point to vent the people to space. And if that happens, even if that only happens an hour ago, which it definitely happened longer, those people went out with force. And an object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by a, whatever. So it's fucking flying way off that way. So you didn't pick them up because they're too small, no signal, so on and so forth.
It's a spoiler, but there's a meme going around right now that I just thought of. I don't know if I could share it with everyone.
Do it.
What is it?
It's a meme from the new Guardians movie of someone going like this and flying. That's just what I thought. It was all the bodies just going out and flying.
Okay. So
Not much of a spoiler, I don't think.
I feel like I feel like that's in the trailer.
Yeah, I
That
think
part
it
you're thinking about.
is. Just the face of the flying around.
Graff,
bodies.
you end up walking around and coming across like where their quarters were, like so like where the people's rooms are for like where they lived, and because like the sudden evac of the air, anything that was loose probably went flying out as well. But the things that are sealed up are still sealed up inside here. One of them you can tell is just kind of like quick glancing about, grabbing here and there. Obviously your focus is more on the cockpit, but it's not online yet anyways, and you're looking to make sure that things are safe and hey, maybe there's something of value here. Popping things open here and there, trying to check it. You notice that nothing seems to stand out to you, but there is one drawer or door or whatever it is, like a compartment that is locked. It's its own lock, so either it can be smashed open or somebody can use an electronics check to open it up. That's something for you to note. All right, back to the game. You the ship comes online, and the messy over on your screen, because you have like a ping going off over to the ship. You all of a sudden you see kind of comes up, and you can start seeing it through the EWS. What does the crew do next?
Well, when I notice the lock, I'll see if I can open it up. I'll do a quick electronics check, and then I'll make my way over to the cockpit after that.
You don't have proficiency in hacking tools, do you?
Oh, no, I don't. I guess if I would need that, I'll buzz over to everybody. Nothing much around. There's a locked drawer here of some kind. Might have something valuable or something interesting in it. If anybody's good at getting these things open, otherwise I can hit it or blast it.
I can come take a look. Conk, 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 conk.
If the ship is online, can I hack into it and open doors for them? Theoretically.
This wouldn't
Not this
open
lot.
because this is a personal bunker, like a personal locker
okay.
versus. But otherwise, the answer
Oh,
would
it's
be
a
yes.
locker. My mistake. Okay.
So, Messi, you want to go ahead and for your role, sir? Oh, you have hacking tools? Cool.
Yeah,
It's funny
just
that.
making sure that worked.
Oh wait,
Not
why
that
do
I
you
need
have?
it.
Why do you have hacking tools with a 1 on it? That's weird.
That's what I was trying to fix. Damn it!
Well,
I keep clicking on it.
You just roll electronics.
Yeah, I know. I'm just putting
Okay.
it like that. There we
Like,
go.
why do you suck balls, Messi? All right,
Okay.
so
Electronics to
tastes
hack it.
good.
Are you coming over to pick it, or are you just testing it?
Me?
Yeah, were you rolling because you came over, or are you just testing your tools?
No, I'm on the other ship. I'm
I
trying to
know.
hack into their system.
You can do it
No,
remotely.
that was nothing. That was just
Okay, gotcha.
oh, testing the sheet. Yeah, sorry, not okay. Yeah.
all right, Messi, you can go ahead and roll me your electronics check for the ship to ship. Cool.
16.
Are you happy with 16?
Yeah, I'm happy with the 16.
Cool. So, what you're able to do is you're hacking into the logs, and you can start seeing like a whole bunch of details of what happened. First and foremost, hey, Fabled!
Welcome, Fable.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks for the Raiders. Nintendo 64. What? Every time I see 64, that's all I think about. Like 60s have 2 good numbers. You know what I mean?
That's great.
And one,
Let's move on.
Crazy that you were born in the 60s, Scott.
oh, born in 1985.
It's
He's
crazy that
forgetting.
you're like 60 centimeters tall.
Okay, do you even know how
64
big that
centimeters.
is?
Don't.
How
that
big
extra
is-
4.
How big is 60 centimeters, Rena?
Less than 60 inches.
Less than 30
2
inches.
feet.
It's like-
Short.
if I had to guess, yeah, it's probably about 25 inches, maybe.
Scott, some
Yeah.
things are too imperceivable without a microscope to really tell. So
Yes, and Molly complains about it all the time. But hey, here we go.
oh,
God.
Continuing on. So, yeah, back to game. So, Messi, you're able to hacking. One of the things you can actually see is that
be cool.
most recent logs looking into most recent things you're looking into is you can actually see that the reason why the ship's kind of like there's a whole bunch of shit going on the Fritz right now. There's an active virus inside there that is causing all sorts of problems because whoever was that worked the EWS in a combat beforehand definitely released a bit of a nasty virus. So you're sitting there thinking to yourself like, ooh, I should probably handle this before I continue searching any further. Otherwise, this might jump back to my ship. I'm going to have you go ahead and roll me a another electronics check versus mine.
Versus yours?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Am I rolling first or are you rolling first?
I'll roll first. It's a trash roll. I'm not even going to daddy's dice it.
You had a +5?
Ah,
Damn it.
I should have daddy's diced it.
Luck it.
Oh, goddamn, I should have daddy's diced it.
Okay.
Ah! No!
Wow.
I won't say anything.
I
Oh,
won't say
that's,
anything.
oh, I should have daddy's diced it. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, you, Messi, there's a virus inside the system that you're like, oh shit. Yeah, guys, hold on, I'm busy. And you eventually you are able to break it down and stop the virus from jumping back over to yours. As soon as you break it down, just a quick analysis of the virus, you realize, oh, this is literally a virus specifically for shutting down, life support right after it, like, so more or less the life support, like, increases in pressure, opens the airlocks, then kills life support, and then closes the airlock afterwards. So it kills anybody that would have been on the ship, evacuating them to the vacuum of space, so on and so forth. So you pick that up almost immediately, and once you kill that virus, now you're like, okay, the ship is now safe. Feel free to do whatever you want to do on there. Feel free to RP that too.
Well, okay. I think I think when you turn the ship on, whoever that was, you'll hear Frait radio over and just be like, "Okay, I'm seeing it. Give me a second," and then just goes quiet for like way too long, and then goes, "Oh, okay. I'll get started." And
Started on what?
nothing. You're safe. And then he'll start digging through the logs looking for
I know I'm safe, little green man. I
info.
turned off the radiation. But thank you for your assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Wade, go ahead and make your check. I know you're doing an investigation for the navigation-based one. Pat, what are you doing? Rena, what are you doing?
Woohoo! I'm continuing to look around for junk.
I was also continuing to look around.
Well, I told you both that there's a locked drawer that might be of interest.
Oh,
but
that's right. I would have gone over to the locked drawer. That was the one thing I was doing. I did say I
I
was
think
heading
that makes
over
more
towards
sense
the-
for him.
Are
Yeah.
you proficient in electronics?
No. But I am a Krogan.
Oh God! Don't break whatever's in there.
I'm
I was
good
gonna
with my
say,
head.
get a
Hands.
brute force that drawer open.
We'll find out what's in there one way or another.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, you want to roll? You want to roll strength? Go right ahead, sir. I will let you.
Do I have
Take
to
a
be
moment.
proficient in electronics to open this?
No,
with the
you're gonna
picket,
roll-
to lock
you're
picket.
You're gonna spend a moment because you're not pressured or anything. You're gonna spend a moment, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and get an advantage on this roll, Pat.
Am I smashing this or am I electronics opening this?
Oh no, you're
Smashing
smashing it because you don't have hacking tools.
No, but I have Tinker's tools.
The Tinker's tools isn't for hacking something open. That's for like more or less making what are they called? Like printed chips, PCBs,
Oh, you'll be fine. Just
printed circuit
roll your
boards.
advantage. What is it? Strength.
Advantage
Oh,
strength.
Yeah.
I think athletics would make more sense.
Nah, he's not trying to do push-ups. Yeah, 19. Are you happy with that, or do you want to lock that one?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
22.
We're down to one luck dice.
The DC was 20, so it's a good thing you did that. You smash the thing open. You actually grab the thing. And you just
see me
with-
like try to look at it, try to open it. What's that, Graff? Boom. Wait. Do you fall for my deception?
deception versus insight. Roll. Well, technically, it's deception versus his passive insight.
So you got to beat a 14.
No. Oh,
Wait, can I luck dice this?
No, no. You say, I like the image of Graff staring at you, and you go, what's that? And he stares at you, and you smash it, and you look up and see him staring and just laugh.
You laugh?
You laugh.
Oh, I don't know if I would laugh. I would
I
just
think
be like,
you would. I think it would open and you would laugh. Wouldn't you laugh if you did it?
Did I get you?
No. But it looks like you got the drawer.
Then I would laugh. No, I just...
Well
Surely you
done.
wanted me to open this with electronic tools. I did it faster for you. You're welcome. And he would just like walk off. Glory to the Karruk as he like walks off.
Oh,
Graff
Pat,
sees
you want to
what's in
know
the
what you
drawer.
found? Want to know what's inside there? I tossed it to Twitch chat for you.
Ooh. Yoink. Glory to Strix.
What do you mean? You left those behind.
No.
Oh, they're heavy armor. You can have them.
Glory to Strix. Walks. La, la, la.
Man, I found
yeah.
the drawer just to give
I
you
got
boots.
the whole
This is
set
bullshit.
of armor in there.
No, just the
boots.
legs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you can't even put them on right now because
I know the link says the legs, but I just tried to.
So as I was saying, unfortunately,
Actually,
if you put the legs on, you currently have a helmet and legs, but you would have no shirt or arms,
I have
no chest or arms.
shirt.
So you're like your Krogan walking around with just legs on, which honestly,
if I put pants on, I would have a bonus to melee attack and damage rolls.
wait, if
Right
you put
here.
what? What
It
did you say?
says set bonus. Do I have to have another terminus assault?
You have to,
breed set?
yeah. It just
Oh,
works like playing like Diablo or whatever.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Cool.
It
You
won't
do
be
get
when
to
you
move
find
faster,
more.
though.
Oh, I increased my walking speed by 4 meters.
Yeah, a whole 2 extra squares, which is important when you're the shock trooper.
Do they have any mod slots on this?
No, unfortunately, anything pre-printed like this has no mod slots. Womp womp.
Worst case, we could always sell it for a pretty penny. Almost what the whole trip's been worth if we get 100%.
He's gonna want to keep them, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, those are
let's
definitely
find
good.
better ones.
Those are definitely good things because he can always buy. Because now that he has that, who here's the armor smith?
Me.
Oh, Wade can make you customizable arms and chest pieces to put mods into, and you just wear those legs to go with it. But anyways,
Your armor too, Pat? I thought you were weapons.
I am working.
No, I'm weapons. I thought he was mods.
there's two people with weapons.
I am mods. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's mods, your armor, and there's two people with weapons. Cool. So, Wade, you're going to go ahead and roll your investigate. Oh, you already did. Thank you. I'm sorry. And you find out, so with the ship's logs, you're able to find out some details. Like you can see that this ship is actually one of, so like based off correspondence and a couple of details, so on and so forth. You can tell that this ship was recently sent out on a mission to literally hunt down the ship that you're looking for. So the good news is, it was one of 3 ships that were hunting down the ship that you're looking for. The good news is you get the signatures of the other 2 ships that are linked to this one off of the logs because of your extra ability, right? But you also get the signature of the ship that you're trying to hunt down because that was how they were able to track it beforehand. So this gives you the ability to potentially track the other ships that you're looking for and find out where the fuck that they are, which is good news. So you know that while this ship here, based off of the logs, it had a crew of 6 people inside of it. You can guess that the other 2 ships, which based off of the information you have, probably about the same size, probably about the same size crews. So probably about another dozen people or so left, assuming everybody's living. Could be slightly more, could be slightly less, but 12 is a solid number to go for. The ship that they were hunting down happens to be a Corvette. So a ship that's 2 size categories bigger than yours. So definitely was a decent size. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Which is why it was able to, more or less, the people on there were skilled enough, had a strong enough hardware to use the software to wipe out the ship. Anyways, so that's the kind of like the details you're able to get off of there so far. Last thing. This crew was part of this like a group of pirates that this was like a portion of that pirate crew. You're not able to get like names, locations, or anything like that because that's kind of gets scrubbed every once in a while. But you know, based off of like the information in there, that there are part of a bigger group overall. For whatever that's worth.
All right, I would pass that on.
Would I get any info like that from my logs, or not the logs, but the EWS hacking I was doing?
So he was looking into the ship's logs. He was using navigation, so he gets additional insight. Oh, flight patterns. Reviewing flight patterns. Actually, wait, I should give you one more thing. Messy, back to you. EWS investigation, get additional insight when recognizing and discovering malicious code within your system. What else are you trying to do?
Okay, so never mind. I guess EWS is just mostly attack and defending with hacking. I was trying to look through the systems, but I think that's more what Wade's doing, so I'll leave it to him.
Well, you also can do additional insight. Yeah, so this is mostly attacking, defending, and insight about specifically cybersecurity and so on and so forth, right? You more or less made it so that your crew isn't bringing a virus back to your ship on you, which is good. Because if Wade was interfacing with the ship, and he didn't know that was there, I was going to put a virus on his armor that when he came back to your ship, absolutely would have infected your ship with it. But you found that and disabled it. So, yay.
I'm glad we avoided the TPK virus.
No. You guys are smarter than Batarians. You keep your armor with you. So I just would have broken your Atmo and would have made you guys like, okay, well, I have an hour to fix things. Otherwise, I'm out of air.
Oh, okay. I guess not as bad. Pretty bad.
Yeah. Pretty
Less
bad, but not, yeah, less bad. All right, cool. So, back to you guys. Yeah, you have your information. Feel free to discuss.
Looks like we can track down the original ship, which should be helpful. Also, looks like they were working for a bigger organization. There's probably at least 2 other ships that were involved in the conflict. So, might get into a scrap with 2 others, assuming they're still even around. But should help us narrow down where we need to check.
I thought I rolled. Didn't I roll an investigation earlier? Another one? Oh, but it was really low.
Yeah, you're a little trash, unfortunately.
Well, I'm not seeing on the anything on the ship right off the bat, but feel free to have a look behind me and see if there's anything else here. Otherwise, seems like we might run into some trouble, so we better be careful. If there's more of them and they're all after the same thing, it seems.
Can I do that right now, Scott?
It's a Rena thing. It's an
Oh, that's
SSC
a
thing.
main thing.
Those communications.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I assist with
an
that?
engineering check?
It's an engineering check, and I don't think she's proficient with engineering, so other people can't unfortunately assist.
I'm
Huh.
not, yeah. Alright, I'll try.
She has the odds and ends abilities.
So
Oh,
close to the
20.
20.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Never mind.
So I imagine, Rena, what your character effectively would have done was, if we have this information, I can head back to our ship and see if I can update our communications array to find them more easily. And you go back there, leaving the other two behind. And unfortunately, over the course of the time that you're doing this, it fails. But feel free to continue RPing, guys.
There doesn't seem to be much of anything left on the ship. Is there anything else you would need here, Graff?
Don't believe so. We can give it one more once over if you want, but then we should probably head out and get back on course.
Agreed. I'll give it one more looks over before I head back to the ship if you want to leave now. I have an uneasy feeling about this vessel. Can I do
Alright.
like another another quick just investigation, Scott, to see if there's anything that I would be missing?
Yeah, you feel free to roll one more time if you want to. Sure.
I think I'm having some internet issues too. I don't know if that's showing up on y'all's end.
I didn't notice. Investigation 21 is pretty sexy, Pat. Looking around, you're trying to see
I'd
if
be
there's
looking
anything
in
of...
the rooms that like Rena looked in, Wade looked in, because I've looked at the cockpit and then I went to the room that Wade was in.
Yeah. So you're looking around trying to see if there's anything of value or whatnot here. Honestly, the only thing that you can see is, assuming you're leaving the ship behind, the only thing you can see that's of particular value here, well, there's two things. One, there is a fuel inside their ship. So you can actually snag 2 fuel off of the ship if you wanted to, and I think you just recently used 3. So that would give you back 2 of your fuel. Take about an hour or so to log that over. And then, you might need a hand despite how heavy... Well, you're a Krogan. You can probably do it on your own. There's also a probe on the ship.
I would not tell Graff about that.
Just leave it.
No. I'm proficient in Scott, I am proficient in uninstalling these.
So you're taking it and just not telling me?
I would tell you about the gas.
What are you gonna do with the probe?
So, let's say like I did like a quick once over. You're already on the other side of the ship. Graff, I found some gas. Would you like me to take this?
Yeah, no reason not to.
Gonna take me about an hour. There's one other thing.
Uh-huh.
I think I found us some more money.
Great.
Comes in
What
the
you
side
can.
of a probe. Does this make us square?
Damn it. I guess technically it does. As long as it's in working condition.
I was gonna say,
And it's not the one that was already on our ship.
Is this a working probe, or is it like completely broken?
Oh my god, I love the idea that he's actually radioing to you from your own ship. And he's like, I found the probe. And it's so...
I'm like fueling up the other ship and like about to leave with their probe.
Oh, that's awesome.
The one that he just bought.
It is a functional probe.
Hell
How long
yeah.
will it take me to uninstall this one?
Oh no, you just grab it and carry it. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it'll take me about an hour, blah blah blah. Cool. Probably
Cool.
a little bit more, so I'm gonna say like an hour and a half. How long does it take
Awesome.
to fuel up the ship? Like our ship?
That's the hour. That's what's taking an hour.
He said it's gonna take an hour to get it off.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
but
both.
yeah,
Oh, to get
everything
it
else
off
together.
and refuel?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So you guys are good to go. Cool.
Minimum I need an hour.
While he's doing that, I assume we're gonna kind of head back. Can we start trying to figure out where this other ship went?
Well, the problem is you do know that they most likely crashed and landed on the planet that you're more or less orbiting right now. But without the Rena being able to update the array, which she wasn't able to do so during the rest of this time that he's doing on the other ship, you're not going to be able to pick them up from here. You're going to have to,
I mean,
more
I
or
could
less.
try one more time. If they're taking another look around, I can try doing that again.
No. You did it during the
Okay.
time that they were doing all this other shit. So,
Oh, never mind. then.
yeah, it takes time. Oh, no, actually, hold on. I'll allow one more check. Yeah. Because he's spending an hour doing that shit. So, yeah, I'll allow you one more try.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Can we assist her in any way?
No,
This is
unfortunately,
all-
she's
no,
not
this is
proficient.
my engineering.
Yeah, again, Rita has
Try
the
and
odds
make
and
it
ends
lucky.
abilities. She's filling gaps.
Nice.
Oh!
That'll work. I think that'll work.
That'll do.
I got gaps. She got gaps. We fill gaps. Adrian.
We filled
So,
some
yeah.
gaps in our days. Are we cool?
All right. There's a Rena roll right there.
I have no more debts paid, okay?
That'll do, donkey. That'll do. So, Rena, yeah, you are absolutely able to boost the communication signal for this.
Cool.
So, once that's kind of set up, you're in there and you're going to start like investigating to look down on the planet down below. Why don't you go ahead and roll that investigation check while you're finishing them watching them finish up their shit that they're doing. Oh!
Feast and famine, bro.
Oh my god. So
That's scary. Those are scary rolls.
the good news is we removed crits. So I'm not gonna just like break your array.
Thank God. Yeah,
Yep.
thanks.
It's one of those things where you boosted the signal so well. Honestly, the readings are off the charts. You're like, I
Too
don't
low.
even.
Too much.
Oh, wait, she's
Hold on. I
don't
proficient
even
in
know.
investigation. We couldn't have
I'm
done
overwhelmed.
that.
This is investigation.
I know, but we're both
I'm not.
proficient in that. Oh, you're not proficient in that either?
Nope.
Yeah, what are you
I know,
good
I'm
at?
such a loser.
What are you good
No,
at?
no,
Jesus.
because she got SSC so that you guys had as an option as a crew, but those weren't her
okay.
focuses as a character, right?
That's fair.
Mm-mm.
All right, so somebody else is welcome to try. It's just literally, it's gonna like more or less as you're flying towards the planet, somebody else will try. So it won't be Wade, he's flying, right? So it'll be one of the other people.
I wanted to argue something real quick.
Sure.
Going back to the Starship System EWS, it does say in the unique activity category, the first one
Sure.
there says hack another ship's logs.
Yeah.
Could I go through like encrypted logs and maybe try to pull more info out of that, or is that something that's already been done?
Wade already did it by being on the ship. So it's hacking other ship's logs from your own ship. Wade literally went over there and just pulled up the logs
Okay, so it's the
on
same
there.
logs, it's just encrypted across the wireless signal I'm grabbing?
Wireless signal.
Exactly that,
versus
sir,
being
yes.
on the ship.
Okay. Just
Exactly that.
All right.
And you can
Future
literally
reference,
do
so
that.
means I wouldn't have to go across. I could stay on the ship and you could do
Future
that.
reference, we could
Well-
do that when we're docked next to a ship.
You, Wade, get the additional information.
That's
so
true, I
on and
do
so
get
forth.
information.
And Messi, you can do that in the middle of combat. So it's literally an action in combat. You can just be like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
just
no, I
hack
hear you.
and find out the yeah. Cool,
I
cool,
was
cool.
just trying to find a way for me to use my stuff to get more info, but I don't think it's possible here.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, cool. So who wants to roll that? So Rena
Probably
already
Messi.
failed. Oh, Messi, you want to roll the investigation? I wasn't sure who's
He's got
Oh,
a
yeah,
14.
yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
Or I could try. Here's my attempt.
Hey.
Are you happy with it? You want to modify it?
Oh,
I'm
we're
good.
out of luck.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. You don't know how much luck you have.
We rely too
one.
much on it.
We do.
I appreciate chat giving it to us so often, but we are bleeding them dry.
Well,
with
we
how often
also
use
always
it.
listen to Scott's. Are you happy with that? We're like, I'll roll and I'll.
Yeah, we keep
We
second
don't
guessing
need it. We
ourselves.
luck
You know
it
what?
like
Let's-
90% of the
let's-
time.
yeah.
We don't need it.
We don't need all this luck.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the 18.
Then you guys
we
get
do
mad
need
at
all
me.
this luck. We just
Scott, why do you have all those daddy's dice? Well, I got 3. You got 35.
you know what the
I
fuck
spent
you need to use
0.
them for. We have
You
to
s-
guess.
No, I don't always know. I don't, or maybe even if I do, I'm like, I want to hit you, and then I miss anyways.
That happens to us, and we don't know what we need to get. We have both on our side, so fuck you.
Back to the game.
Hide this behind
So-
the dice.
See, Snog is yelling at you. He's saying, "Shut up, Wade. Get back on track."
It says Scott.
Well, that's because that's the only command. I'll make a separate one for Wade, and I'll make it even cheaper. So,
You can get these
All right,
nuts
so-
a little cheaper.
I don't think you can, Wade. Where were we? Game. Where were we?
Messi just rolled his investigation.
Yeah, that's right. Messy, your investigation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can see it
So-
in the log there.
Sorry. Yeah, Tyler, unfortunately it's broken. I'm trying to fix it, but long story. They don't have a repair. I'm not even going to talk to you about Streamlabs. You have your own opinions. I was over here is where I need to be. And right. Cool. All right, so this is what happens. When you're doing this proper scan, Messy, with the 18, you come to the realization, like, so more or less you're looking for the different signals. You pick up 2 of the signals, the other 2 Batarian ships very close to one another. And so, like, oh, okay, cool. There's these signals over here. We're not close enough to the planet yet to properly get, like, an imaging of where this person is, like, to get, like, visuals, because, like, you have a satellite around the planet, though you could drop a probe if you wanted to. But you do say that 2 of the signals are very close to one another. Wait a second. The other signal too, the Eclipse one, that is pretty damn close to where the other 2 signals are as well. They are like, we're talking only a couple kilometers apart from one another. Holy shit. And the signal of the one that you're like trying to find, the Eclipse one, that is coming in not only incredibly weak, it's clearly, you can tell by the pulses off of it, it is the auxiliary power distress style signal that's coming off. So you're like, oh, they legitimately shot down that ship. It is on the ground. This is not good whatsoever. Investigating further as you guys continue to get closer, you actually are able to realize that the ship that was shot down does still seem to have surviving members around, because like you're getting signatures off of that area, a combination of heat signatures as well as electronic signatures and whatnot coming off of that area. As for the Batarian ships that were dropped down, it does look as though they are pressing against the Eclipse people they're going to attack. So it kind of comes down to 2 different options here for you and the crew. You can either choose to bring your ship over and lands near to the Eclipse ship, which has the equipment and whatnot that you need, and it's kind of aid the defenders on the ground against the potential onslaught that's coming after them. Or if you want, you can do like an overpass to where the Batarian ships are and try to antagonize them to join you into a ship-to-ship combat and fight them and take them down that way. So you kind of have 2 different options here. Go for the ground unit or go for the ship unit.
Both the Batarian ships are landed, like unloading people?
One of them is unloaded and already crossing the ridge. The other one is the people are still there in case, like, God forbid, air support's needed, sort of a thing. So if you go for the air support thing, you'd be like attacking the one and antagonize the other one to like return to their ship and join in the fight against you.
Okay. I don't want to RP all that, but I'm gonna pass the info along about the placements of what I'm seeing in the combat. It seems like it hasn't started yet, but like the ground combat hasn't started yet, but the air combat's over.
They've probably done a couple of like little, you can't confirm, but they've probably done touch and go menacing attacks at this point.
Sure.
Continue.
So Frait would kind of plainly and calmly explain that, and then say, Graff, if you got us in close to the 2 Batarian ships that are on the ground, we could theoretically strand them as well, so that they cannot escape with the artifact. That way we can confirm that it will remain on the ground.
What are you suggesting? You want me to go blow up the ships on the ground, or you want me to land so you can steal a ship?
I think we should go for the ships while in ours. Probably the one that's most ready to fly.
Zenny,
We
this
hit it quick
is your
enough.
op. What do you think?
We might have a chance to get it before it can get up.
Aren't there multiple? You're saying just get one of them?
There's 2
There's
ships.
2.
One of them is loaded, ready to take off. One of them's empty because
Oh,
people are
the
running over to
loaded one.
engage.
You want to just take the loaded one? Is what
He
he's
wants to take it on. He
suggesting?
wants to fight it.
Fight it, yeah.
Kill it.
Oh, you want to fight it?
Yeah. Load it
I
up
wanna
with
fight
people
both of
already.
them.
It's either get on the ground and help them with the ground assault, or get involved in ship combat.
Hmm. You're not gonna like the choice here.
So she would say, it's no use in antagonizing them. I think they would be better off helping them on the ground rather than just going for the ship directly.
Helping which side?
Fucking. What did
Helping
he
which
call
side?
him earlier?
The eclipse.
The
Like
defenders?
that was a weird question. Yeah, you definitely help the eclipse. I'm gonna help
Yeah,
the
I'm like, not the
Batarians.
Batarians. Not the Batarians, no.
That was.
Am I
that was
crazy?
so-
Like, he knows that, right?
Trying to pull us to a renegade option. He's like, we could help
So-
the mother and child, or we could kill them and rob them.
Killing
If
them
we
and
help-
robbing them sounds fun.
If we help the eclipse, the Batarians will still have 2 ships that they can use.
Not
He's saying if you push
necessarily.
back the ground assault, they could fall back to their ships and still attack you. That's what he's suggesting.
I mean, there's.
I mean, we could always try to take out the ship that's loaded up and then land and help the ground team, assuming the others don't fall back to the ship. If we engage the one ship, there's a chance that after a few minutes or however long it takes them to get back, the other one might take off too. Either way, we're going to have to deal with the ships at some point, either first or last.
If we down them, we'll make sure that no Batarians escape with the artifact. If they're
No
able to get it.
mercy.
Well, that approach seems risky, but if you're all confident in it,
Not even a little bit.
They
Both
don't know we're
options suck.
coming.
I'm confident in their demise.
Another option is we could try to land far enough away where we don't get spotted, sneak in, get the artifact, and get out while both sides continue to fight. But
That
I
is
think
a
it makes more
cowardly way
sense.
to fight.
I agree. Then not Batarians, the Eclipse are going to be, well, who knows how many casualties we're going to have that way.
At
I'd
least
like to try to
5.
limit it if we can. Very specific.
I think I can take 5. Maybe
well, I've
6.
said my piece. If you want to continue with your strategy, we can.
We help them on the ground, they could still fall back to the ship, fly up and blow up the ship. We take out the ships. Potentially, we could be helping them on the ground that way too.
Freight gives you a nod. I say crate. Freight gives you a nod.
It's your call. I think Freight has a good point, but I also see the benefit in going to the ground right away. It's just push comes to shove. Who knows how desperate they'll be, and if they take off in their ships and we're sitting flat-footed on the ground, that could also be pretty devastating.
No, I agree. They'll be able to hit us harder that way. All right, let's go for
I
the
am up
ships.
for either thing. I'm excited for a fight, though.
You want us to blow up the park ship first? You want us to go for the one that's going to take off and try to shoot us in the ass?
I think more likely, or it would make more sense to go after the one that's preparing to leave.
All right.
They're not going to be moving the other one anytime soon with all the cargo in it.
I just want to point out before we get into this, these two just took down a pretty good-looking ship. So let's hope this rust bucket holds up.
Hopefully they're wounded.
Well, that'd be nice. Hope you got your new boots on.
They were
I'll
made
harden our
for
systems.
walking, and that's exactly what they'll do.
But I don't
No, they
have
will
any
not. You stay on
shirts
that
or
drive.
sleeves, so I'll be waiting to put them on. No.
All right, we fly
How
in. We
large are
prepare.
these ships compared to ours?
How large are my
Slight-
boots?
Slightly larger. Nothing crazy.
Slightly larger. Okay.
The
I
one they
guess
shot
an
down was
RP.
much larger.
I guess another option would be to just try to infiltrate and take control of their ship rather than try to destroy it, then use theirs and ours against them. No, I know we don't exactly have the manpower for that.
Well, we could risk it. The only problem is if they left anybody behind on that ship, you could be walking into unhappy campers.
It wouldn't be a bad way to make sure they don't get it loaded in time to assist with the aerial combat. We could leave one person attacking the ship while the rest of us fly and fight the one that's gonna fight us in the air. But
That
then we
does mean
lose
that your
someone.
ship would be, your ship would be hurting on its options. Because like as it is right now, you guys with one gunner unenhanced, it's one attack. Two gunners unenhanced is two attacks. Pat can make those two attacks become four attacks. You know what I mean? Then Wade can make it become a fifth attack. Rena, I think, actually has the ability to get another attack in there too. So like, there's like, you guys are fully loaded up with all your abilities, everything going, can have 6 attacks in one turn.
It benefits us to stay together on the one ship then.
It's always a good idea in D&D parties to split up, I think. But I guess we could stick together this time.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then I
no,
think
yeah.
the plan is to go for the ship on the ground that's ready to go and try to hit it as hard as we can in the first round.
Yeah, by using the element of surprise. Since they don't
Well,
know
and
we're
our
here.
abilities will let us do extra attacks and stuff.
And all that. Yeah.
All right, Scott, I want to stealth behind them in our ship so they can't see us.
Smart.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to end our session for tonight. So next week, we'll be able to pick up with literally your characters kind of like dropping into Atmo and then be like, oh, shit. And we can do an actual space combat, which is really, really, really exciting. We already got the 2 PCs of the harder jobs, learning the system pretty well. Rena and Messi have the easy job, kill everything, while they have the hard jobs of set you up so you can kill everything. So you guys more or less just go, I'm going to attack this one and roll your dice. While they have the harder jobs. Rena, eventually your job will get harder, but that's not for a while, so we're good. Cool. Anybody want to say anything before we get out of here? Aside from, hey, Pat, I'm having a baby too. Anybody else? Any more secret
Copycat.
pregnancies? Rena, are you pregnant too?
No.
That's like the third time
stop.
you've asked.
I
Okay,
know.
Do you guys want to hear something
Very
funny?
nice.
Do you guys want to hear something
No.
funny? Hold on. Make sure Brittany
really.
doesn't hear this. So Brittany's 35. So technically, it's considered a geriatric pregnancy.
You're fucked
So,
up for that one. I'm literally gonna fight
I-
you about it.
I'm not the one that calls
How
it
dare
that.
you? How
I-
dare
listen,
you?
I'm not. Listen, I'm not the one that.
Oh,
you
sure,
know,
but now you're like,
that's-
I'm gonna share it with everybody
that's
here.
science. That's science.
No,
boy.
I'm not ready for that kind of commitment.
Oh, that's science, boy.
I don't know, man. I blew up my knees when I was 18. I felt really old.
He's walking
So-
around like John Wayne. It's like, are you the one supposed to be walking with your legs spread after? I guess so.
All right. So, anybody have something happening? Anybody? I know Jay Sniperton is doing a charity thing this upcoming weekend, right? Anybody else doing anything special, exciting?
Molly's doing her charity stream Saturday.
Saturday. There we go. Molly Saturday. Give me details.
I think she starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. I think she's going for
Okay.
7 or 8 hours. She's doing marbles and 2 other games, Demonologist maybe, or Phasmo. Maybe Uno. I should know this. But hey, you know what it is? It's definitely Saturday. It's 3 p.m. Eastern. Oh man, is it getting hot in this office? Or is it just me?
Do you know what her goal is, or who she's doing it for?
Well, St. Jude, and her goal is, oh, man, it's a goal of certain amounts of dollars that we gotta raise, and I should know more than you.
All right. Yeah, Wade. Covered all them facts.
Ooh. We cool.
Stago, we talked about that earlier at the beginning of the VOD. All right, cool. So, Messi, Rena, good to go. Rena, welcome home. I'm glad you're back into the worst state in the country. Though I think you were in an only slightly better state for a little while there. I will see you all streams on my channel. No stream next Wednesday morning on my channel, as I have a doctor's appointment to go to for Brittany's and the baby
Boo.
with Roy. And we're probably going to go to breakfast before that.
Reschedule.
We'll probably go to breakfast before that and then go to the thing.
Boo. I won't get breakfast. Boo.
Because Brittany has to drink water and coffee because she has to have a full bladder. Pregnancy's weird.
Boo. No soda. Boo.
All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Iddles.
Bye.
Watch Distractable.
Oh, I got to find... Oh, yeah, Distractable. I gotta find somebody to raid. You guys have any
There's a bonus
suggestions?
episode. You know, there's a bonus episode of Distractable released today. I know nothing.